Is he starting?
Welcome, fellow. Yes. Why did you whisper like it can't hear you? Welcome, fellow
I don't know.
castigators, to GasMaskGamers. This, no, I'm here with Jensen and Tommy and GamerMike,
Whoa.
and this is our glorious 40th episode.
Oh my
To
gosh.
celebrate, uh, Jensen and I will be live taste testing Alex Jones's uh, new
Bourbon.
conspiracy bourbon. So,
Oh.
cheers.
It is 46% alcohol volume, 92 proof.
Hey, you guys got that. Nice.
I did, and it smells great. Make it the
Lick
mic
it.
nice and close.
He does smell quite
Just lick
strong.
it.
Just lick it.
Yeah.
And we're
Just
gonna
put your
drink
tongue
it.
in there.
It's a little-
Woo! That is good.
Does it taste like conspiracy?
Yeah, I can feel it coursing through my veins.
Tastes like justice.
I want to end all those globalists.
American dream.
Yeah, man, pretty solid. Um,
That's some good bourbon.
yeah,
Very good bourbon.
it is. That is quite strong, man.
It is currently in stock, so grab it while you can before it goes again. Because it goes fast.
Man, my internet is dookie.
Whew,
You-
that is warm. Oh my gosh.
That is very warm.
I
I
can
like
feel
it.
that in the back of my throat. My goodness.
Chemicals.
Wow. Yeah, less woody than your typical bourbon, which is interesting. But yeah,
I
definitely.
can read the website description if you want.
You can go ahead and do that. Feel free.
Hold on.
Dang.
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
No. 9 out of 10. It's good.
That's
All right.
that's pretty solid.
Nose, right off the bat, bold aromas of caramel hit you, followed by robust brown butterscotch and the rich essence of creme brulee.
I don't smell
Palate.
caramel.
Upon the initial sip, you'll encounter a strong presence of cinnamon and brown sugar, accompanied by a hearty bunch of baking spices and herbal undertones. The flavors quickly transform into a robust mix of dark, fleshy fruits and berries. An enduring oak foundation remains in the background, a silent force that doesn't overpower. The palate provides a luxuriously smooth and satisfying experience, making this bourbon an effortlessly enjoyable companion. Finish. The dark, lingering fruit notes from the palate persist into the finish, complemented by subtle yet pronounced oaky nuances and a hint of spice as it gracefully fades away, all but demanding you to take another sip.
Yeah, I taste like maybe 50% of that.
That's a bit
Also, the
crazy.
bottle contains a lot of secrets that you can only see under a black light. It comes with a little black light. Each bottle does. So it's got.
That's
I
awesome.
can. Oh,
Say it on stream.
I can't read the stuff on the bottle.
It's definitely
it.
got that.
Hold on, let me go grab the black light.
Yeah, I could definitely taste the oak. I could taste a little bit about what it said about creme brulee. It kind of tastes like, like you get that fancy creme brulee where it's done with like a blowtorch over the top. It kind of tastes like that a little bit.
So it's like
Got a
higher
little-
end tasting. It's just saying. It's
Yeah, a little
Got
bit of that
that
burning, a little bit of that sweetness together.
supreme. Oh.
I just left it on my tongue for a bit to try and get all those tastes, and my tongue went a little numb.
That's how you know it's good.
Yeah. It's decently strong, but not too strong. Like it's not
It's
like
good stuff.
it's not like making me want to
Yes.
actively choke or something.
So it says there's many like blacked out with like a ink marker, like a classified document, things that you can only see under a black light. So one of them is, so on the very back it says the conspiracy imperatives. 1, thou shalt study history. 2, thou shalt always question authority. 3, thou shalt always question corporate media. 4, thou shalt always stay true to faith, family, and freedom. 5, thou shalt never surrender your mind, body, or soul to agents of evil. 6, thou shalt never submit to tyranny. 7, thou shalt study the globalists and their agenda for a one-world government. 8, thou shalt always defend yourself and others against bullies, criminals, and tyrants. 9, thou shalt become as self-sufficient as possible. 10, thou shalt be a leader in your area promoting the American culture of truth, liberty, and justice. Amen.
Wowzers.
That's pretty good. I like it.
And
Some
there
good
is
documents.
another area where it just says Isaiah 1:17, which is learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, plead the widow's cause. That's what Isaiah 1:17. So,
Bring justice to the fatherless.
and in another area
no.
it says, and
Put those
remember the truth.
OnlyFans models in jail.
Oh my gosh.
Put them away.
Oh no, bro.
It says, and remember the truth is mightier than the sword.
It's true.
And
Pretty
there's a
accurate.
couple things in Latin. I don't know what they mean because they're in cursive, and I don't know what that letter is right there.
I mean, 50% of the violent
Alright.
crime. That's true.
So that's some of. I'm not going to read them all
Oh,
because
jeez.
you should go get a bottle yourself and read them. But that's
Yeah.
some of the hidden stuff you can only see under a black light on the bottle.
Link in description. Promo code.
Whoa, no.
Your mom.
No promo code.
We are done with this endorsement.
It's 66 bottles, 66
I need-
bucks, 750 milliliters. It is good.
It's good
I
alcohol.
wish we
good.
were
I
wish
can't
we
wait
were
to
sponsored by
dump some
them.
peach juice in this baby.
By InfoWars, I think people sponsor them.
like sponsored by the. You say it's whiskey, right?
Bourbon.
Oh, bourbon.
American bourbon, Kentucky
America.
straight bourbon, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
It's got a little bit of Alex's pee in there.
That's
For some
right.
extra-
That's snot
a
came
little bit of
So that's the part that makes it American.
a little bit of him in every bottle.
I can taste it. That's the burn.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that's enough of that. So we got a breaking news here. So this is not the link in the description. I just saw this. This is an article. Apparently, an illegal immigrant in Michigan tried to carjack a woman. He drunkenly tried to carjack this woman, and he ended up
And
I
was
mean,
shot dead.
No,
Dang it.
his victim Ruby Garcia, who was 25, fought back, of course, and so
Yeah.
he shot her in the head.
Oh.
Yep. She just
I'm
done.
sorry. My mic, not Mike, your mic cut out on my end. I only got half that.
Okay. Basically, a illegal immigrant drunkenly carjacked a woman in Michigan and shot and killed her.
Damn.
Okay, hell.
Lovely. And so what does the New York Post headline say? Illegal immigrant allegedly kills Michigan woman in carjacking gone wrong.
Allegedly.
Okay,
Allegedly
so
shot her in the head.
yeah, he allegedly shot her straight in the head. It was
Yeah.
an excellent shot, but it was alleged. It was alleged. And carjacking gone wrong? When does a carjacking go right?
I
Like
guess when
like she
nobody
was just
gets killed.
she was just supposed
That's
to
fair,
let
I
it
guess.
happen. Like,
That
oh
was the right
boy,
thing to
he was
do.
just trying to carjack her and it all went tits up. Whoopsie. Whoopsie, I shot her. Big mistake.
Just let them have your
Ah,
car.
whoop.
Dang.
Oh.
Can't believe I shot her in the head. Ah, so
This is why we
unfortunate.
need weapons in our cars.
Friggin' journalists, I swear. Yes. Ruby Garcia should have had a gun that would have helped, especially against a drunken man. I mean,
Yeah.
you know?
It's kind of crazy. The drunk guy's just like do carjack, shoots someone. Like I wouldn't think you'd
Yep.
even be able to aim very well.
But you'd be surprised by how many deaths per year happen because people are stupid messing with guns while drunk.
Yeah, but usually it's
Drunks with
themselves
guns.
though, right?
Quite often it's other people.
No. Well,
I believe this was also in Michigan, but it happened in the U.S. A woman shot and killed her own teenage daughter.
gosh.
She was rummaging around in her purse and accidentally fired her .40 caliber handgun
Boy, that's...
trying to find something, and it struck and killed her teenage daughter.
She didn't
Damn.
have a
Boy, that's stupid.
safety on that sucker.
My assumption is it's a form of Glock where you only have that little depress indentation.
Glock.
Because if there is a manual thumb safety like there's on a Beretta or a 1911 or most hammered fired semi-automatic handguns, instead it would be unsafe. It would be harder to shoot it by accident in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah. I think is it illegal to be in public intoxicated with a firearm, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Virginia.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is illegal to be operating anything, any deadly equipment while intoxicated. That's why drunk driving is illegal. You can't operate a vehicle while drunk. You should not be shooting or handling firearms while drunk.
What if you just have it holstered though? Does that count as operating it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you can't
Okay.
have it while drinking.
Ooh, speaking of which,
Remember,
speaking of
for the
legality,
state of Virginia, you can
Nice.
enter a bar while concealed carry. Right? You can go to places that serve
Yeah.
alcohol while concealed carrying. You cannot get anything to drink if you are, though.
there's no
Oh.
statute of limitations on felonies in Virginia, so watch out.
And the next
You will
quote
not
is,
escape.
if the bar has a gun-free zone sign in the state of Virginia, gun-free zone signs are not legally applicable. You can still carry there, but if they find out you're carrying, they hold the right to ask you to leave, and you have to leave. Otherwise, they can trespass you.
Interesting.
Anyway, speaking of legality,
All right.
I did hear, or I did read today that in Texas, getting a breast reduction without your husband's permission is legal grounds for divorce.
Seems legit.
How funny is that?
I didn't sign up for you to get those things chopped off.
It's
Just funny. I mean, honestly, fair.
I know there are a few. I heard there was a few other states too, but I'm not sure what those are. But Texas at least has it,
It's like super based. I love it.
and yeah, pretty funny.
When was that law passed? Because that sounds like an antiquated one, just like the it's illegal to tickle a woman in Virginia one.
I have no idea.
Or
Can't
in
tickle a
West
woman.
Virginia, you can be fined up to $1 for each cuss word.
Jensen, are you the one that I'm with?
What?
Nope.
Oh shoot, I'm following the wrong Ash.
You can't tickle a woman? That's illegal.
It was passed in like the 1800s. It's an antiquated law that was never overwritten.
I just
And
don't-
everybody, I can assume everybody forgot about, and it just still exists.
Exactly. It would take more cycles to overwrite it than it's worth.
I'm just wondering how that came about. Like, why did they have to pass that into law? That's my question.
I'm assuming someone had a very angry wife.
Shh.
She just manipulated it. She's like, I'll show them. I'll show them all. I'm not going to be tickled. I feel like that would just be under sexual harassment, if anything.
Yeah. There was a mass tickling incident. Sexual assault.
That's what it was.
Ah!
There's a epidemic of mass ticklings.
I am
Somebody come
the
take me off the hook.
tickler. Someone's coming.
Probably an Italian.
I think the one person who's not Ash is running around saving people. So,
Well, Ash just saved me, so.
oh, okay.
Ash.
I don't know why she ran from me then.
Oh, and of course he's going after me instead of the other one, even though the other one was closer. Oh. So rude.
I'm sorry. What subject were we on? I think we got sidelined.
We're not even on a
Got
subject.
shot dead because immigrant be like, I heard it there.
All right.
Because
Well, the question
illegal
is,
immigrants-
how, in what wrong way will Joe Biden say her name? What's her name?
Marcy Garcia. I don't know. Something Garcia.
You don't have her name.
Hold on.
Maria Garcia.
Oh no, it was one of her own.
Oh, he likes ice cream, so she's gonna be Cherry Garcia.
Oh man.
No. Like, that's my favorite. That's my favorite ice cream, Jack.
She's
Oh,
my
come
favorite
on.
flavor of ice cream, Cherry Garcia.
I love that flavor.
So anyway, here's the big story. The Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, Maryland, collapsed at 1:30 a.m. on Tuesday after being
big old
struck
cargo.
by a cargo ship traveling at 8 knots, which is about 9 miles an hour.
It's like a lot of knots, bro.
The ship experienced. Most people have seen the sped up video, but if you watch it in real time, the ship has multiple power outages. They send
Ew.
out a mayday. They tried very hard to steer away, but
They
the power goes out pretty quickly after that.
multiple times.
So multiple outages. And
Did they hit one of the foundations, or was it just like?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
they're trying to
mean,
go in between it, and then
Instant.
There's,
they're like,
there's
"Uh-oh."
nothing else for it to hit. But yeah, it was an instant collapse, scarily instant.
Whole thing.
I mean, that bridge just crumbled.
Gone.
Like one support went out, whole thing crumbled.
Like in the
Well,
in the
that's-
movies,
I don't-
you're used to like seeing the slow falling bridge where people have time to like run away. That was
That's for
not-
dramatic effect in films.
Yeah, that was not this at all. It was instant.
Yeah, like I don't know anything about how bridges should be built, but I wonder if that's like a flaw in the design. Like one support goes out, the whole thing crumbles.
We need a bridge expert.
Hey, turn around. Jaden.
Tommy,
Jaden.
get up on bridges.
Oh, hello.
So, it looks like why they hit it was they tried to put it in reverse and were trying to make a U-turn. The ship struck the support column, and when it hits, it takes a second for all that energy to disperse. So it wasn't enough energy to straight up smash the column instantly. So that energy went out and probably rebounded, right? And once it struck again in the middle, that was just too much strain on the structure of the ship, the structure of the bridge. Typically, they have more of because that's a tension bridge, and that much
I'll get her. I'm
added
good as
force,
dead anyway.
Mhm.
Oh no,
kind of,
Ash is running over there.
Oh.
and then and for the ship itself, I don't think it was intentional. They did a lot of stuff to try and avoid that, and they smashed into it quite slowly, but a 900. I believe most recently I saw it was a 987-foot long ship, and that's hundreds of
Pretty
thousands
big
of
ship.
pounds. I think it was 200,000 pounds or something like that.
Dang, son.
Damn.
The ship
So
was.
is that normal? I'm gonna assume it's normal.
That's actually kind of small for nowadays.
I mean, for its size.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's a lot of energy that has to just be dispersed. That bridge, no bridge, is really designed to take. Because that's well without uh normal ranges, right? Outside of normal
Huzzah!
ranges. Because
Ash
bridges are
Bros.
designed to withstand, high winds and waters and rains and,
What is this? I don't know
live
what to do with
loads.
this.
Yeah.
Not something that quick and that powerful.
By the way, this particular ship ran right into a key in 2016.
Oh yeah, it had two other Yep. What?
What?
Instances of hitting things.
Probably
It's cursed.
unrelated, since I imagine the crews change a lot. But
The cursed
Yes.
ship.
just saying. It is, yeah, definitely been a little bit of a problem
It's
child.
ghost infested.
Everyone on board the ship was okay. The
We need to
bridge,
call Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
not so
why?
much. Wait, why are we calling Ghost?
We're just gonna let her die? Oh, okay, she's already dead.
The ship is haunted, bro. That's
Oh.
why.
Okay,
it.
alright.
I wonder if it's an old ship.
Exactly.
It's an older ship, given its size, but so
Alright.
most recently I saw 200,000 pounds. And how fast was it moving?
8 knots.
8 knots.
You better be chasing someone away.
But anyway, I don't
Yo.
know. I could not find an article that said how many people were on the bridge. The officials have not really given us a number. Many people claim from the video that there were 20 cars up on the bridge. I'm not sure how true that
you got me.
is. I don't know if that's accurate at all. But they have rescued 2 people, and there are at least 6 that are still out there, presumed dead, obviously. Thankfully, it was 1:30 a.m., so it wasn't like the bridge was packed with people. Most of the people who they know are out there are people who are working on the bridge.
Yes, most of it was construction workers because the bridge was under construction.
Dang.
Repair.
Yeah, as of this morning when I was talking with my coworkers, there's still 6 people were presumed dead missing.
Yes. Yeah. The waters are quite cold right now and choppy.
Yeah.
So
If you survive those waters,
Yeah, the
impressive.
waters are in negative degrees right now.
yeah.
No.
Jaeden, are you the one by the shed or the one saving me? Nope.
I'm the
answered
one
my
by
question.
the
Never
shed.
mind.
I was trying to save you. I had no idea he was going for you. Well,
Yeah, they're
I'm
probably
gonna
dead.
die.
Yep.
Escape. Don't let my sacrifice be in vain.
It was
So-
definitely a tragedy. The people piloting the ship have piloted the ship before, through the
Come on,
Baltimore
come on, come on,
area
come on, come
through
on,
the
come on, come
bridge.
on, come on.
So
Oh no!
these war experienced sailors. So like I said, what it looks like is they did attempt to slow down from what I have heard and seen.
Yeah, they
They
definitely
probably
did.
threw it into reverse. They were trying to, stop and turn back around.
That bastard. He didn't save me. Oh no, he didn't leave yet.
I think he's gonna get forced
Oh,
out.
he left.
Yep.
Dang it.
Well, it could have been worse, I suppose. More
Yeah.
people
And from what I've seen, it
What
looks
a
like
takeaway.
building the bridge again will cost anywhere from $2 to $5 billion.
Well,
Damn.
who's gonna put that bill?
Taxpayers.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Can't we sue the
Wait, why
company
you
with the
upset,
cargo
Michael?
ship?
You don't pay taxes.
That's true, but I
I
read
mean-
for my fellow citizens.
Technically, you can try. It all
Taking away
depends
some of the money.
as to whether this was negligence that caused the ship to fail, or if it was a freak accident. Because if it was a freak accident, it could be deemed an act of God, and then they don't have to pay up.
Is that a
Or
legal
if-
term? An act of God?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
actually.
that is an actual legal term.
That is awesome. I love
It's
that.
for insurance.
Mostly with like
purposes.
insurance stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a catch-all to avoid liability, to avoid paying that. Right.
It's
Oh yeah, you hit
kinda-
a deer, that's act of God, or a tree fell in your car, act of God. I'm not paying that.
I definitely
Exactly.
didn't seek out
It's
getting
just a
hit
way
by
for
a deer.
insurance companies to not do their job.
Yep. And the other one is basically if it looks like the engine was sabotaged, then the company might not be held liable, and they'll have to do a whole nother investigation to see who did sabotage it, type of thing. So there's a lot of variables there. So in theory, they can be held liable, but chances are they'll find something to put their hat on to avoid having to pay out.
Yeah, I
we
feel like
s-
they should try, because,
We still don't know
like-
enough about these power outages yet, but I'm sure
Mhm.
we will.
Yep.
Obviously, it
The
happened
shipping
yesterday,
industry
so-
is very scummy, and it is very much down to the penny of
Yeah.
trying to keep things running just enough.
Yeah, I've seen the plane businesses that make the planes and stuff, and how they're doing a little bit of dubious stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised about the
A
ships
doobie
as well.
doobie doo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shipping industry does that as well with maintaining the ships, with loading the ships, who they even hire. There's very much a lot of very sketchy things going on in the shipping industry at all times.
Little bit.
I'm gonna lead him away from you guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, DeSantis has signed a bill for Florida that will require third-party verification for new social media accounts in 2025. Sorry, I lost my place. To ensure that no one
Party.
younger than 14 can operate an account, basically. And 14 to 15-year-olds will need parental permission.
Dude, that's like what we were talking about.
The age was originally 16, but DeSantis vetoed that because he wants to keep it so that adults can, still say whatever they want, and so he thought 16 was a bit high. And so now they've compromised on this. Yeah, some mixed feelings about this one. Obviously, children should not be on social media. I would rather the government not be the ones to have to do something about it. But at the same time, parents, this current generation of parents are just so woefully media illiterate or also addicted and therefore careless that
Yeah.
they're just
I would
doing
argue
absolutely
that
nothing.
a lot of parents are more addicted to social media than kids are. Oh shoot! Here he comes.
Maybe. I don't know. In different ways, maybe.
Oh, very much so. I would agree with that statement.
Okay, so at my current job, there's older, or it was this way. I mean, a lot of people have changed, but there was a time where there were a lot of like more middle-aged people.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's all us young people around my age range. The older people were more chronically on their phones than me, my generation.
Maybe it's because the next generation realizes how much poison that can cause, how much detrimental effects.
Now,
it
I'm
can
not
cause.
saying they weren't on their phones all the time, because they definitely were. My generation was, but not as much. Okay, that guy just walked past me.
It's just worse. With
Not
the
as much
media
as
illiterate.
that. At least among coworkers.
That's weird.
Yeah. Just what it is. I'm not saying we're not chronically on our phones, because we definitely are. But it is
Less.
pretty comparable.
Ah,
Oh my gosh.
right away. Yep, and it's me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think yes and no.
But I mean, I guess we'll see if any of this works. Of course, I think it's good that they're going to have a third-party system for age verification, so that's not information that a social media provider can just have. You know, I think that's pretty good.
Do they like outsource it? How does that work? A third party verification.
Well, we don't know yet because it hasn't happened.
Usually
yet.
outsourced.
They have till 2025 to figure this out. I assume it'll be something like the
Typically, when websites do that, it's some third-party security portal.
Right.
So, like, when you, say, click to enter, it'll redirect you to a portal where you verify your age, and then if it checks out, it'll redirect you back to entering your social media.
So how does
When you
verify your
register
age, though?
Through the government, I assume. I don't know how it works completely, but typically of what I've seen, that's how it works.
Government. Yeah. That's what I don't like, is that you have to basically be on like a registry for social media that can be accessed by the government. But it's like it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, because you have to have legitimate ID in order to prove that you're of age.
I mean, if the government, it's not like the government doesn't know you're on social media.
I know, but they don't know specific profiles. Like,
well, that could be easy to find. I mean, they know where you live and what internet.
I know, but it's
you're
not
using.
blatant. They don't have a registry. They have to go find it.
Sure, it takes like slightly more work, but I don't think it's that.
But I mean, if you don't fight, for every inch, you're gonna basically become like Chinese social media, where you have this social credit score that's linked to yourself, and then everything you access is on a central database for the government to analyze. You have no
if the
privacy
morality
rights.
in this country wasn't so freaking degraded, we wouldn't have to do this or
if
feel
we-
the need to.
No, Mike is right. I mean, if we continue to teach kids that media is such an important thing, then that is absolutely the future we'll get.
Oh, I don't know. It's like kind of a issue that's not going to be
Right.
but
But
it's not gonna be good either
yeah,
way.
Yeah, I got mixed feelings, but at the same time, I'm not worried about it because it's just Florida. which is,
Suppose.
you know, great thing about the U.S. is you can use a state to beta test something.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, you
Sure.
just get rid of it. And if it works, then we push for the other states to do the same, or as many as you can get.
I suppose you're correct, yeah.
So I guess we'll see in 2025 beyond if there's any market benefit, I suppose. But an interesting idea, nonetheless. It wasn't the only thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry.
He said
what?
16. He said 16 as well, that he didn't want it 16, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's adult status.
No,
my
no,
opinion.
I don't think that's
when you
adult.
start paying taxes.
Yeah, I don't think it's that I don't think you're an adult at 16 either, but I understand his reasoning.
That's probably the worst
16
age
is
to enter.
the reason why it's 16 is because if you have a job, you start paying taxes at 16, income tax.
Well, he said he didn't
Before-
want it at 16, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's why he didn't. He wanted it to be 16 and up. Didn't have to had to provide proof of verification, but not without paying parental consent, basically.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because 13 and
16
lower,
is
you
there.
can't have it. 14 to 15 is parental consent.
Yeah. So yeah, no. If they're old enough to pay taxes, they should be old enough to be treated like an adult, at least a bit.
And they're old enough to, have the right of free speech if they're paying taxes, obviously. So
And
It does make
they
sense.
are also old enough to drive a car. That's also the same age you're able to drop out of high school, and technically, with parental consent, you can drop out of high school and live on your own. There is a law for that. I forgot what it's called, but there is a law for that.
But you cannot drink or use substances.
Nope.
That's
Can't
where you
drink,
draw the
can't
line.
Smoke, can't rent a car.
Well, those are
Yeah.
other issues.
It gets janky. The U.S. is
Yeah.
really.
Dumb.
But I do want to point out that that wasn't the only thing that DeSantis signed. He actually did something rather excellent that I think you will enjoy. Basically, he signed a bill to eliminate squatters' rights.
Hey.
How about that?
Wait, they had squatters' rights in Florida?
Yeah.
Almost
Guys.
every state
Not
does.
anymore.
Or has some form of it.
Wait, is it like California squatter rights or?
Squatter rights.
I'm
So-
not sure the extent of what Florida's was, but I mean,
So,
I don't even know what that
some
even
quick
does.
history. Squatters' rights came about because people were just abandoning houses, and they would just sit empty for years and years and years and years and years, right, and start to fall apart. So,
Yeah.
squatters' rights were implemented so you could basically go into an abandoned property, you live there long enough, it becomes yours, right? Well, people started abusing it, moving into people's actual houses while they're out of town or something, and
Yeah.
then claim it as their own.
yeah. It's
So-
also bad if you're trying to sell a property or if you're a landlord of several properties.
Mhm.
Yeah, it can get rough because it could become, like, most of the time what it becomes is a fight between landlord and hobo.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw some stories.
Thank
I
you.
think it was in New York that was happening. Some chick got arrested because she changed the locks on her house or some crap like that, and so it locked out the bum that was like sleeping there. It was so weird.
I remember that. That was hilarious.
I was like, what is happening? Why are we arresting like the exact opposite of who we should be arresting? What's going on here?
Yeah. Because of squatters' rights. And I think just adding something in there saying it has to be an abandoned property, basically. So if it sits empty and unmaintained for, let's say 5-10 years, then the owner's basically given up ownership, responsibility of it. So then after that point, squatters' rights takes effect.
Yeah, that would make more sense. It has to be
Yeah.
like classified as abandoned, and there's categories for
Yeah.
it. Or like
Yep.
conditions. I would, yeah. apparently that's not a thing.
hmm But even if it sits empty for 10, 15 years, but it's still being maintained, the
Right.
person's still maintaining it, so they should still have the rights to control it.
Especially if you're paying like taxes on it or whatever.
Yep.
It should be yours. I just
Ladies in red.
I didn't think that was
Boom, chicka
even in
red
contention.
ladies.
so weird.
Squatters' rights is a very complex issue. Complex thing nowadays. People love to take the law and twist it to benefit themselves while still being within the bounds of the law.
True.
And I can't say much. I've done that myself too. It's still legal, but
Yeah. But
Hey,
you know,
imagine
it's
being a
not as
squatter
ethically dubious.
Whoa,
in
whoa,
$1
whoa.
million
We don't need
mansion.
to confess on stream.
it's not confessing. It's I can't be held liable for it. I followed the letter of the law.
That's true.
Well,
So
I
There's like-
admire Tommy's got a logic about the amount of time having passed and lack of upkeep, but I do admire Florida's gumption of just being like, all right, we'll just get rid of it altogether.
Yeah. Pretty based.
All right.
Like we don't need
it's
this.
an easier
with that.
it's an easier way to address the issue instead of trying to find a nice compromise. Just get rid of it, and we can look at it later.
Right.
So-
I mean, I guess it's better than the government just claiming it.
that is also true.
You're right there.
It's fair enough. Maybe that's his grand plan. He wants to claim all the abandoned buildings.
They're all mine.
I would take
That would be pretty
I will
funny.
take all the abandoned buildings.
But yeah, I mean, you skirt the law every now and again, right? But there's a gradient to like the morality. I'd say it's very immoral to just steal a property from somebody because I don't know, you're doing whatever you want to do.
Remember, kids, just because it's legal doesn't mean it's moral.
Right.
That's right.
And just because it's illegal doesn't mean it's immoral.
Exactly.
Also right.
This is not legal advice.
Good
Whoopsie.
job.
Your lawyer.
I am not an attorney. Please do not go. Just because you made it illegal doesn't. It's illegal, but it's the moral thing
Yeah,
to
the
do.
police are gonna come pounding
That will
on your
not
door.
stand up in the court.
Tommy, you're under arrest. You told a minor that it was just because it was illegal didn't mean it was immoral. Yeah, we're taking you to court for this because
This is
this
your fault.
12-year-old just murdered his parents.
It is not.
Well, that
legal.
is both illegal and immoral.
Wow, I was awfully lucky that that guy was chasing
Oh my
somebody
god.
else. I'm going to go in the
My God.
opposite direction of that.
Listen, okay. We all have. Wait, what's it called? Not subjective moral? No. There's a.
There is subjective morality. There's also
Oh!
What's the ideology where it's like it's basically subjective morality, but
Mhm.
there is no like actual morality. It's just everybody's point of view.
I hate that.
Yeah, that's subjective.
Yeah, but it's a term, and I want to kill myself in Minecraft.
In Minecraft,
Yeah.
endgame,
Minecraft. Ender dragon fighting it and jumping off.
Yep.
Gosh, I forgot how hard
Nice.
it was to read my notes and play this game.
Ha! Skill
Nurse.
issue.
I used to be good at this too. But
Because it's
man,
been a while since we played Dead by Daylight.
yeah, been like 15 episodes or something.
You're welcome.
Yeah, only 40 episodes, you know.
Oh, relativism. I think that's what it's called.
Oh,
Right? Yeah.
Relativism.
Oh,
Relativism. Correct.
Moral relativism. Where, yeah. I
Why
hate
is the
that
milkman
mentality.
chasing Nate?
I hate that mentality so much. I just want
I mean,
to
some
do things.
aspects
Is your
can fall
game
into
done yet?
that more relativism, but it's a spectrum of something that is already deemed moral, like being having good integrity, being honest, right? That's a good moral trait. But there is a spectrum on how honest. Like there are people out there that will refuse to even tell the smallest, whitest of lies because they have to be
Let's go over
honest
here.
all the time. And there is a
Fucking
time and a
get ya.
place to tell a white lie, at least in my opinion. And that's where moral relativism should take effect. That spectrum.
Well, you should tell the truth in love, and so that requires lots of patience and strategery. But you shouldn't
Hey,
lie outright if you can help it.
Yeah,
Yep.
don't lie and tell somebody you're like
Yeah,
professional
you
at
can,
something.
yeah, you can lie to
Yeah.
do good in very select circumstances.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's also a time and a place to
But that's
lie
not.
to save your own skin to get away from a bad
But
situation.
that's not moral relativism. That's
That's not what moral relativism is nowadays. That's what it was supposed to be. That's like
yeah,
saying,
but it's not. It's just the conditional nature of rules. Like that's all
yeah,
that is.
yeah.
There's still objective
Everything
morality.
gets bastardized over time.
Well, yeah.
And you can really blame Nietzsche for that one.
Oh, that
Mr.
guy,
Nietzsche.
dude.
Yeah,
He
the guy
kills
who
me.
he did go crazy and die, but he's the same guy that came up with the idea of the Ubermensch, a man above morals and values. He thought Christianity was a plague upon the earth, and that the only morals and values that mattered were those of the strongest. You had a master morality and a slave morality, and the Ubermensch was the perfect master morality. And he's one of the guys, mind you, this was pre-World War II. He's one of the guys that really influenced Hitler into thinking he was an Ubermensch.
I am the
Or,
milkman. My milk is delicious.
or for example, the Ubermensch is also translated as the, uh, I believe it was Superman, something like that. Mind you,
Just
yet again, before actual, DC Comics Superman. They were above values and morals. They could do no right or wrong, whatever, or they could do no wrong. Everything they did was right because they had the perfect master morality.
Yeah, it's what is it? There's nothing.
Mhm.
There's nothing but power or something. Nothing.
Yep. The only
Nope.
the only thing that matters is might. Might makes
Yeah.
right.
Yep. So all they were concerned about is power.
Mhm.
Like who has the most power is dictates the morals in the culture, and they are the superior race and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, very flawed. I mean, if you're talking like if you're 100% evolutionist, like you just think evolution solves everything and that's your entire identity,
Well,
then I mean that goes down the same road, right? Because it's like
even
survival of the
evolutionists,
fittest.
survival of the fittest isn't just power, but also adaptability. Because I mean, just from a pure evolutionary standpoint, humans aren't the strongest. They're not the fastest. We are not the best at most things, but we're smart and we're very adaptable. And that's
Smart.
what makes us the top of the food chain.
Yeah, we've
It's all
enslaved
intelligence.
Also,
every
God
other
said
entity.
to be the top, so you know.
This is true.
So
God
yeah,
kind of appointed us to be.
well, yeah, I know that, but I'm talking from a pure evolutionary standpoint. If you ever have to argue with an evolutionist, right?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Jetson, I was
just
right
from
in front of you.
yep. So,
Well, I mean,
and even then, even evolutionists typically think Nietzsche was a madman, right? He was not a good person, all right?
I mean, it's kind of true though. Like in a sense, you if you're thinking on the baseline of, whoever conquers and controls,
Mhm.
entities, resources,
Yep.
land, right? They dictate the morality. They dictate the culture.
Morality.
And so who's to say that's not wrong when they are the one who is dominating, right?
Well, you can
No.
innately say slavery is wrong, right? Humans have innate inalienable rights, right? Every human has a right to, live their life how they please.
Yeah, but
Nietzsche was saying they don't.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. No, I agree with that. But I'm saying like, you know, if you're just thinking on evolutionary lines, right?
well, even evolutionists think humans have an innate right to be, somewhat free, right?
Not all of them.
Not absolute freedom.
But
Not
what
all of
about
them, but I
what
said
about all the
typically.
other animals? What
They
about
have
all
a
the other
right.
mammals and animals?
Well, they have a right to be free. We take care of quite a few, like dogs and cats and such. Um, and when a dog's not well taken care of, people can tell, and they think they have a right to be taken care of. That's why a lot of human rights activists uh, think, or sorry, animal rights activists, not human rights activists. Animal rights activists thinks an abuse isn't okay, and a lot of them tend to be atheist. I mean, there are still quite a few that are Christian, but typically they are not. The majority, to my knowledge, are not Christian.
Christian
Hmm.
evolutionists are just weird.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little strange.
I think it
Like
goes hand in
vegetarian,
hand.
whatever.
I think for the most part it can go hand in hand, but I'm also old Earth. I believe the Earth is very, very old. And I
How
trust,
old?
um, let's see, I think it's billions and
I,
billions and
I think
years
they
old.
I think they
Eh,
changed it
Based
recently,
on
didn't they?
nothing.
yeah, it's always changing.
Yeah,
So
well, the
as
old
I
Earth
technology
don't
gets
theory
believe
is
in
better,
this whole
based on
carbon
carbon
dating
dating,
thing, and
and
that's why
it's
they
just
think it's
inaccurate.
billions. I think it's billions because
it's
of
carbon dating
evolution
because
and because of carbon
it's
dating, which has been disproven.
4.543 billion years old.
Yeah, I think we have
Yeah,
just
But
as
like,
much evidence for the Earth being old as we do for it being young. There's really very little indication to either end.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it depends on whether you trust carbon dating or not. And
I
like,
do not.
carbon has a very specific half life, and that's how we can use it to tell how old the Earth is. So,
Is that the
Yeah, but
only measure?
even then, the system which they do it is hit or miss.
well, as
I
we
I
get
I
better and
don't
better at,
completely trust. I'm not going to put my faith in carbon dating to prove science. It's just not proven to
it's the
always
best
be
thing.
correct.
I mean,
I mean,
it
Christians
hasn't been.
created science, so checkmate, liberal.
What did you say?
Checkmate,
I didn't hear
liberal.
it.
Let's say Christians created science, so checkmate.
Micah,
Well,
are you
Yeah, it's
ready
anyway,
to get in the game
4.5.
yet?
No,
So,
I don't think it's gonna update.
what we're seeing is,
what percentage are you at?
according to carbon dating, the Earth is
91.
estimated to be about 4.5 billion years old, plus or minus about
91's
50
pretty good.
million years.
Yeah.
But I
You're
mean,
close, buddy. You're close.
there
I
is a
believe
range.
about 12,000.
I mean, I would go off of just written historical record. Like
That's partially why I believe
that's
it
like
is because you
concrete
have
data.
some political, not
Yeah.
political, some
Even then,
records.
like with historical writings, like 90% of all of history has been lost.
Well, yeah, it's rough
Oh,
because I
of course,
mean,
because like even from the beginning of time, you had no way of, or no way
yeah.
that had been invented yet of recording history. You know, there's
Exactly.
always going to be a window of error, but I'd say roughly, I believe that it's roughly around 12,000.
Well, yeah. Basically, you're
Because
trying.
there's the error window of error you will always have, whether or not you believe it's billions or thousands.
Is you're trying
Yeah.
to find the distance from like the earliest, documented civilization with, some kind of date attached to it, And how much time elapsed between that and Adam? And that's only if you believe that, the Earth was created in a literal 7 days. So
And
calculating
I
that's a
personally
toughie.
don't. I think that's alliteration. I think that's use of poetry. Basically, I think because like God does say that a million years is like a second, and a second is like a million years. So I could
God does
see it.
know what a day is.
I know He knows what a day is, but you also have to take into account the limitations of what mankind was of mankind at that time too. Would they have understood Earth being billions and billions and billions and billions of years old, or not? And God would know that answer better than me. I personally don't think people would have, because a billion is a very large number.
Well,
That
I
we
mean,
That's a jump, though.
God
A
walked
day
and
and then
talked
billions of
in the
years.
garden with them.
I'd say that's too
They
big
would
of a jump
probably
It's a little bit.
have
for error.
some concept, and they would have passed that down to their children. Maybe they didn't, but
Yeah.
like
I mean,
I
they
feel
had
like
concepts of lots
like
of
Adam and
big,
Eve weren't savages.
grandiose things.
Well, yeah, and who knows how much was lost after, the flood, right?
I'm
Right.
How
sure a
much
lot.
history was lost there? Because
Yeah.
this wasn't written down until well after the flood even happened.
Yeah, that's the trickiest thing to calculate is like the distance between the flood and the garden even.
Exactly.
But I mean, I will say that this is just my feelings. This is not like I have any kind of
Hard facts.
evidence. Yeah, just my feelings. But personally, I like the idea of a literal 7 days, because he said that he spoke and it appeared, and I think that it took a very long time sort of just detracts in my mind to what I believe is his very literal power of speaking something into existence. But that's just me.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
don't know why he would wait like billions and billions of years.
Yeah, I'd say
if
the
he's
omnipotent creator
all-powerful.
of the earth doesn't need billions of years to decide something.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
maybe
no,
to
he
make
didn't
everything in
need
a
it.
second, I believe,
But-
if he wanted to. So I don't know about
He doesn't.
billions.
I mean, maybe he just wanted to see it all grow and become an
Yeah.
ecosystem, and like,
Maybe.
I don't know. It's like a fish tank. People get fish tanks. They feed the fish. They
Yeah.
make a bigger fish tank, and you get a little ecosystem. Maybe that was his entertainment. I don't know. He's
Maybe he
he's
took
like,
his
Oh,
time.
Jaeden, it's your favorite killer.
I hate this lady so much.
What did he do, Tommy?
Maybe he just took his time because he really enjoyed the process. He could have done it faster, but he didn't want to. Who are we to judge him? Just because he can doesn't mean he has to.
What?
Yeah, he's putting us through some trials and tribulations right now. He could just.
I think that it really was 7 days because
Wow, this guy's
I
bad
believe he
here.
used it as a way for us to, as the beginnings of what's the word? Measuring time with days and weeks. So you got that 1 week structure. So I
perhaps.
think it's 7 days.
Well, depending on the culture, I think there was a lot of different.
Oh, there was,
timekeeping
yes.
systems. Yeah.
Oh, there were.
And then the other thing is, like, he could have also, like, it could also be alliteration to put it into a human's perspective. So for him, in his amount of time, even though he's outside of time, it could have still been hundreds of millions of years type of thing, or even billions.
Yeah, but
And
without
he went,
alliteration,
well,
why
let's
wouldn't
just,
he just say that? Why would he lie to
because
us?
we don't live for billions and billions and billions of years, so puts
Yeah,
it
but
into
still,
a way.
that's still the.
I mean-
he knows how much time has passed, and why would you have somebody
one
lie
of
about
the,
that?
Well,
I mean, everywhere
is-
else in the Bible,
one of
he
the
hasn't
first
lied
things he
about
does
what
is
time has
separate day
passed.
from
So it's
night.
just.
well, it's
It
not
doesn't
just
seem right to
it's
me.
not a lie. It could just be an alliteration. I mean, it's just a way for us to understand it.
It could
Yeah,
be,
but we
it
can
could be
understand
self-flowery.
billions of years.
Not at the time, no. That was very much a idea that didn't really exist. So
I think I don't know. I mean, yeah, the concept of time is kind of interesting when you go back in culture. Like the Jews, they had a different calendar, didn't they? Days and stuff like that.
yes,
True, but a day was still a day.
I mean, with how,
Yeah.
I mean, God has did some crazier things too.
That's true.
So, like, I don't believe that he would just to have us comprehend it would just say, "Oh, 7 days." I think it would be. He says precisely what he means. I mean, he always has.
I mean,
Maybe.
he also says the four corners of the world, but we know the Earth is a globe, a sphere, so it can't have corners.
Where does he
Dude,
say
there's, like,
that?
There's like a north and a south, and then there's like a freaking equator, bruh.
Maybe he's just talking about land? Like
Uh,
Earth in a literal sense? I don't know.
Could mean the four corners. Oh, wait. Well, I guess it depends on when he said four corners.
I mean, if you believe in the
Flat Earth.
shift,
if you believe in Pangea, it could literally mean four corners.
Also true.
Wait, when did he say this?
Again, that depends on when he said that. Like,
I mean, yeah, if you believe in
Is that
covenant
This was
pre-flood?
in Revelations.
okay.
This appears in Isaiah and Revelations.
It's a bit past that, I would think.
It's very much past that. If you believe Pangea existed.
Yeah.
And-
It also appeared in the Bible in Isaiah 11:12, and gathered the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. And then also in Revelation 7, four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth nor on the sea. Right? So it's brought up quite a few times.
I guess he knows what
mean,
that means. But what
It's
that
not really
means.
like a metaphor, but it's like a, what do you call it?
It's alliteration, right?
It's
I don't know what that means, but
it's either
sure.
alliteration or something that we don't know. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
he's got four corners picked out, and we just don't know where those lines are drawn.
Yeah.
That's also true, but
I mean, we also
some
use
people who
maps.
think he's talking about like nations, like there's four nations that he considers the corners.
Could be. Also,
That
we
is
use
also a
maps a lot,
possibility.
and maps
Like
are
Avatar.
2D in a square.
yeah, but I mean, maps are, flat.
Yeah.
Not like the Earth. The Earth is not flat. If people argue that the Earth must be flat because maps
Wait.
are flat, they're idiots.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that Earth is not flat.
But I can
It's
see
croissant.
across, the ocean, so I think it's flat. I need to look up these arguments for flat earthers.
Flat Earth is on a
Why do we
different
have to
breed,
do
man.
this?
Next week you can compile research on flat earthers and what they legitimately believe. But
Yeah.
There is
No,
a Flat Earth
I don't think we have
society.
time for that.
There is
Yeah,
a
I
Flat
think-
Earth society, and if you give them, like, I believe it was $10, they'll send you a coin and a T-shirt.
That's pretty funny.
Really?
Yeah, there is a Flat Earth society.
They just want to be a part of a community. I think just want to be that. And like have-
I'm sorry, but I'm part of the Dinosaur Earth Society where it's in the shape of a dinosaur.
It's fair.
I believe America is at the heart.
It's the most
Ah.
rational
Makes
rational
sense.
argument I've ever heard.
America is this, the very center of the world. The world
I mean,
revolves around America.
In a sense, you're correct.
So I'm not wrong. You can't
The
disprove
nucleus
me,
is the
bro.
powerhouse of the cell.
We are the powerhouse. Oh my gosh. That'd be like.
All these friggin' sheep-ranged killers. I hate them. Anyway. So
Oh
the
my gosh.
Church of... What?
The Tommy.
What you on about, mate?
In the chat.
Oh, I'm not even looking at the chat.
Oh my gosh, they have a website.
They do have a website.
Flat Earth Wiki, Flat Earth Forums, Society Library.
Oh gosh.
They just want to be in a big old group. It's camaraderie, bruh. They don't actually believe it. No way.
Einstein's relatively proves the Earth is flat. An article.
Yeah, but we know what Einstein would say
This is-
about that.
This is truly hilarious. Okay, one of us has to compile information for next week.
I proposed
This is
Micah
funny.
since he thought about it.
Dude, Einstein's
It's not gonna
theory,
put to
like,
work.
no, I won't. But
Oh.
Einstein's theory is literally like the opposite of flat Earth. It's like what the mass.
This week on
Pulls-
GasMaskGamers, Micah refuses to do work.
Come on, Micah.
Mass of
All
the
three of us have
object
put work
weighs
into
on
this screen.
space-time, and so
Yeah.
everything is pulled into it or whatever.
Yeah, the space-time continuum, where mass slows down time basically, or changes how time works.
Yeah.
And the best way to visualize that is basically a bunch of stuff on a trampoline, and think of the trampoline as space and time.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
So
why does that prove a flat Earth?
that's literally the
Like,
opposite.
what, yeah, like what in the world?
Get flat. Flat surface doesn't work. Doesn't work.
We've been tucked to space like a bloody frisbee. On the other side of the
No.
coin is where the lizard people live.
This,
Honestly, that would.
I would love to go.
Stranger Things is right. There's an upside down world.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah, that's where the lizard people are.
dude!
They're in the upside down. That's why the
I
Earth
would,
is flat.
I would
It's real.
love,
The Earth
I would
is flat.
love to go to go on like a long, like voyage with a flat earther and just watch them be absolutely befuddled and bemused
They're gonna be.
as we cross from one end to the other.
They're just gonna find some way out. Find an excuse. Be like, no, your instruments are wrong.
No.
I would be like, hey, look at this. We're not falling off and dying. How about that?
Be like
Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean, where you just fall off the edge of the ocean. That'd be kind of cool.
So the Church of England
Oh no, bro.
this week flew the Islamic Republic of Pakistan flag over Westminster Abbey. The
Oh,
Church of England
how the mighty have fallen.
flying the Islamic flag.
Seriously.
What in the world do
Jeez.
you guys stand for exactly?
So wait, the Church of England.
Yes.
What the hell?
England isn't that spiritual, but it's still really weird.
Clearly.
More of like a.
I mean, I think
Status
it's
thing.
proof that they're a government mouthpiece. Because
Pretty much.
that goes
If you didn't believe it
directly
now,
against... That
there
goes...
you go.
Oh, no. That goes directly against your beliefs in the, Church of England. An Anglican church, It's... That doesn't make sense. I mean, obviously they're a government mouthpiece now.
Yeah,
I mean,
what-
or either a government mouthpiece or they're just not firm in their convictions and beliefs.
Well, yeah. I mean, the Church of England. It's not really. I
Like,
mean,
you're not going to see my church with the Catholic flag in front of it or something.
Yeah, no follower
Don't
of
think it's-
Christ is going to be walking around flying the flag of Islam. Like, that's
That's
not
a little
genuine at all.
counterintuitive.
Nothing says I hate women like the flag of Islam.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, well,
I feel like Christianity is the most pro-woman, like, out of every religion.
It is.
So,
Hold on, let
any
me think
feminists
about
out
that.
there,
I mean, paganists would probably say otherwise, but they don't even know what their religion is, so. Yeah, you're probably right.
It's
I think you're
anything
right.
else.
Paganism is anything you
Absolutely
want it
anything
to
else.
be.
It's whatever
Paganism,
you want.
paganism is like pansexuals for religion.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just whatever you want it to be. You know, you worship whoever, you do whatever. Kind of religious, but you're not at all. Uh-oh.
Ah,
Oh, oh
You
Lord.
know,
but
Oh, good lord.
of course, a lot of these problems is due to the, not just the immigration, but the sheer amount of Muslim leaders they have in England, and in fact, all of the leaders of the UK are Muslims.
They're not being taken over at all.
Not white Muslims, foreigners.
The Great Replacement theory is a
And
theory. It's conspiracy.
well, that was true until this week, when the Prime Minister of Ireland, Leo Varadkar, resigned for unknown reasons. He just said personal reasons. That was it. Just no fanfare about that one. Just really Upton resigned. Pretty surprising. But the weird thing was the the Irish Parliament was just really unready for it, and they only one party put forth a candidate in time to be the next prime minister. So this this random guy, and they're probably
Lucky
wishing they had
him.
democracy now. This random guy is becoming prime minister
Is he a
on
white man?
April 9th. And yes, he is actually Irish.
Oh my gosh. Hallelujah.
His name is Simon Harris. He is
Simon.
currently the education minister. He'll be, moving to his new job on April 9th. Apparently, I don't know anything about this guy. I haven't seen his speeches or whatnot. But generally, the articles agree that his core values are a livable wage, a tough stance on crime, and supporting farmers.
Okay, not bad.
I wish he had said some, I wish he had, well, I guess we'll get to what I wish he had said after I read what he said. But here's a quote. He's part of the Fine Gael party. I don't know anything about the Fine Gael party. I've never even read those words in my life. But he had a little speech, and he says Fine Gael stands for small businesses, making work pay, for making sure we value work, and we value people who go to work. Fine Gael stands for law and order. That was his little speech. Not bad. But I wish he had mentioned something about the rather pressing immigration issue. Just saying. I mean, law and order, reasonably, law and order falls under that, or that falls under law and order. But in this day and age, you can't just make that kind of assumption, unfortunately. So that's kind of ambiguous. So, I mean, he sounds good, but I don't really know that for sure. Really, the big thing that stands out to me is his vow to protect Irish farmers, because
I forgot when I look at the killer, I scream.
they are really the backbone of the country, and recently the Irish government has been doing everything in their power to screw over farmers, and that will just destroy them from within.
It's all part of the globalist. Shit, I sound like Alex Jones.
Those
Plan to
globalists.
depopulate the world. They legitimately don't believe humans should be allowed to live anymore.
Yeah.
Bill
And they
Gates
also
is
want
not
to
I
make.
mean, the UN and the WEF say that over and over and over again. So, I mean, they say it themselves.
They want countries to be not independent, have to rely on central global powers, so to speak.
No, they just don't want humans to be here.
Well, yeah, that too, but I'm saying they want individual countries not to be self-sufficient as well. I need to go.
It's those globalists.
So true.
Hey, I'm about to do plot twists, so don't heal me, okay?
Okay.
I can have
Don't
this
even know where
ability
you
where
are.
I enter the dying state, but if I recover full health, so nobody heal me.
Oh my gosh.
Do not heal me. I see you running
I'll
towards
do
me.
it.
Don't do it. Oh no, that's not you. No! No! No, she's about to ruin it. No! Oh,
yeah,
Micah, why are you here? You could have stopped this.
It's almost
Dang
done.
it.
So I hope Simon Harris is good for Ireland, and he will
Oh
also
yeah,
be
he's good for
he will
Ireland.
also be the youngest prime minister in UK history at 37.
Oh,
So I mean, how's that for fresh blood in the government, huh? So there is we now have one one UK leader who is a native of his respective country.
yeah!
We got
Bring it back.
one, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
You can go.
Yeah. Wish I knew enough about Irish politics to know how the general public feels and
It's all
how
scuffed.
this is going to look forever for the country. I don't know if this is good or bad or somewhere in the middle, or I don't even know, man, but
Well,
it's big news. Whatever
I think
it is.
I think a lot of European countries' leadership now is just like
Pretty gay.
very stagnant and not pro their country. Not very patriotic, not very loyal to their actual people. And so they either do nothing or completely do the opposite of what, should be done to protect their country's interests. So that goes for Ireland and Britain and all that.
Yeah. No, I
That's been
agree.
like the status quo.
The leaders pretty much just work for themselves and their race and their religion, with their very clear biases, or they, pretty much don't do anything.
Yep. Pretty weird.
Oh yeah,
don't understand
I
it.
also wish he'd address the. I mean, I guess it kind of goes hand in hand with immigration, but I kind of wish he'd address the housing crisis, because having the Irish people have, get paid fairly, works a lot in their favor, but it doesn't help so much if there isn't a house for them to buy.
Sure.
Like, they are going to have to make the unpopular choice. Like if they really want longevity of the young Irish generations, then they're going to have to make the very unpopular decision of deporting a lot of people. Saying, well, you had a sweet deal with your allowance in your free house, but we need someone to be actually working. I don't
That
know.
would be horrible. Deport people. What?
I know. But
The
that would
ultimate
be.
evil.
But deportation, even more unpopular in Europe than it is in America. So it would be. It would take a tough person to make that kind of decision. I guess we'll see if Simon Harris is that guy.
It's so weird. Their culture is still like, no, we can't be racist. We can't be patriotic. That's freaking.
I know.
I don't want to be Hitler. It's like, what are you?
I don't
What
want to
are you
like my
saying?
country.
You deserve nothing. Your ancestors are literally rolling over in their grave. Like
Yeah,
I don't understand.
yeah, you can love your country and your people and their, the culture they're in and
Reasonable
all of that, and
boundaries.
not think, not think you're the Ubermensch,
Yeah,
right?
just have reasonable boundaries. Act like a country with
Like
people in it.
patriotism isn't a sin, guys.
Yeah.
What?
No,
What?
he's after me. No.
Yeah, it's so weird, and I mean, not at all a reflection of the opinion of the Irish,
Someone's chasing me.
the Irish people who, as we saw from all the riots, are not very happy with any of this immigration stuff.
Yeah, they should rebel, dude.
They
Be
are.
like America too.
They should rebel more. 'Cause,
Make a new government within Ireland.
dude,
and
Ireland has been trying so hard.
just...
I mean, they didn't get to be called a republic until the 60s. And they still aren't completely because they're, getting dragged around by England.
Someone's chasing me.
I'm sure they would love that. I mean, yeah, just because of their history and so much of it being so recent, the Irish.
I
are
hope you're watching this
thankfully-
chase. It's pretty incredible. Oh, dang it.
Thankfully, inherently rebellious.
Yeah.
Yeah, teammate for the win.
Which I admire,
Yeah.
Like, as an American, that brings a tear to your eye. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Respect.
Shouldn't have thrown a Molotov at that car. That was somebody's property, but I understand. There's spirit in that. There's spirit in that Molotov cocktail. You can't help but admire
Right.
that. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Kind of unfortunate collateral.
For sure. So, Sean Combs, known better by his hip-hop name of P. Diddy, got
P.
his...
Hey, what? What did he
P.
do?
Diddy.
P.
You're about to find
Diddy.
out.
We're going to figure out what Diddy diddy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, so we're gonna find out if did he do it?
Did he do it? Yeah. And yeah, well, we're about to find out what he did.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no, bro.
So Diddy Kong
I don't
here,
like this anymore.
he got his Miami and Los Angeles homes raided by Homeland Security due to evidence of trafficking.
Oh.
And so Homeland Security went into those houses and just wrecked the places. There's actually little videos that got leaked of inside one of the houses, and they turned it upside down. It was...
He
Good.
did it.
Good.
They must have had they must have evidence, they must have a lot to go on to be like, all right, let's go wreck this
Just raid
guy's
somebody's house.
house, no warning. Pretty crazy, but nice to see Homeland Security doing their jobs. But Diddy was not seen at either of his houses at the time. Press could not find him, but somebody found him pacing outside a Miami airport. And Diddy has since fled America on his private jet and is now on the Caribbean island of Antigua. Presumably never to return if he's smart.
Do they have like exportation something or other?
No.
Dang.
I don't think so.
Well, Diddy did it.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, we don't know all the details of precisely what Diddy did.
Or what
He
Diddy did.
did kids.
Yeah,
No!
a lot of inside sources are saying he did kids specifically, but obviously,
No.
whatever it
There
was, he
was
was
pornographic evidence found.
right.
Oh my.
And he actually has been accused of trafficking by several women before, and there were out of court payments and all that kind of thing. And lots of rappers, including Kanye West, have talked about what a horrible person he is in interviews. So it wasn't like any of this was a surprise. But despite what he did, obviously guilty because he ran. The media is trying to act like this is all alleged and all in a gray zone, but it's like, guys, he fled the country.
It's just that all. He just didn't want to
And
be
he ain't coming
arrested
back.
because he knew he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, and it's really hard to hide from the United States because of extraditing
Yes.
people. There are like, I think it's 4 now places that you can actually hide from the U.S. It's insanely small. So
They will
I don't
find
know
you.
where. I don't know if he was in one of those 4 places now, and if he is, he definitely thought about it and planned it. There's no way he didn't. If he went to one of those
I would be
4
surprised
places.
if he was stupid
I don't know
enough
if
to
this is one
stay
of them.
in Antigua.
Antigua does have an extradition treaty with the U.S.
Oh, better run,
Okay,
boy.
so he did not think about it. He's just an idiot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So
it's
they
not-
will find him.
I mean, I think that's why he was seen pacing by himself outside the airport. He probably couldn't. He probably knew he couldn't like call anyone. Like it's just him and the stupid thoughts in his head. And
He's
that was the
just
decision he
Googling,
made.
where can I not be extradited?
So clearly he didn't go to the right place.
Hastily looking at wikis on where to go.
Yeah, I will say
Pages.
I think it will be A, hilarious if he's stupid enough to stay in Antigua, and B, I would be really surprised if the U.S. or Homeland Security specifically doesn't know exactly where he is or exactly where he's going. Like, come on, they absolutely know. They're not telling the press, but they know where he is and what's going on.
Yeah, they know.
And he can run all he wants, but
It is nice to see Homeland Security actually doing their job for once.
I know it's great. It's a great day, or a great week for Homeland Security for
But what's interesting
government
is
agencies.
that in recent times, Homeland Security has been weaponized.
Yes.
And it is interesting to see them go after a man who is very, very publicly against Trump. Which is something that just doesn't happen in recent times. So I think that's very interesting that they're actually doing the job and they're going against an insanely rich rapper who's vocally and openly against Trump.
Bro.
Because, in
elite
recent times,
globalists.
anybody who's against Trump is your friend. So it is, I think that's very interesting.
Yeah. I wonder if there was a little bit of like, well, he's never really gonna become president, so we might as well start doing our jobs now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Quick!
jigs
Might
up.
as well get in his good
Like, quick,
graces
looks
before
useful. The boss is coming. He'll see
he shows
you.
up.
A responsible parent is about to take charge.
Oh, it's the midget.
Oh, dang it. I'm never going to see this guy. I hate the midget.
You just killed
Probably
it.
shouldn't say that.
What?
Strand.
I'll lead her away. You can't catch me, bitch. Oh, that was easy.
So here's our our little section about conservative drama. One of the
Yes,
downsides.
queen.
Okay. One of the downsides of having free Twitter is the fact that conservatives can freely make fools of themselves and be rather nasty to each other. And of course, last week we talked about. I mean, we've talked about this multiple weeks, but last week we did a little.
You got down by a midget.
We talked about the Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro feud and how
Oh no!
stupid that was.
Yeah.
Midget.
Well,
Like,
got
I'm
me.
concerned about America's problems. I'm concerned about Jewish problems. It's like, oh, I mean, we could do both. I don't know,
right.
I'm sorry, what's happening?
not like one or the other.
Like, you can be supportive of Israel and their right to defend themselves in their little war without being like, we have to send young
Send the
Americans
nukes.
to die
Let
on
them all in.
Israel soil. Has to happen. No other way. Otherwise, we're anti-Semitic.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Well,
But basically,
kill me.
people
Candace
be crazy.
Owens' contract was not renewed by Daily Wire, to absolutely no one's surprise. And of course, I saw CNN's headline on it, and they were like, "Candace Owens fired from Daily Wire for anti-Semitic comments."
No, it's not.
What?
Bullshit.
That was their report.
That is not at all what happened.
Journalism, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, no. Ben Shapiro got butthurt because she tweeted "Christ is King." And if saying
no.
Christ is King is anti-Semitic,
That's the short story, but yeah. She tweeted Christ is King, and she also tweeted a verse about loving money and loving God, and you can't have two masters. And basically, he said, if you have problems working for the Daily Wire, maybe you should stop accepting money from them. And then she basically said, hey, Ben, not everything's about you. Stop it. And he got butthurt about it.
Stop it.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
No.
Because everything was not about him.
I mean,
And
geez,
it was,
if
I
you
mean,
like
clearly it
money,
was
you know.
just her posting a verse for inspirational purposes. And he thought it was about him. And then later she tweeted Christ is King and sent him over, which sent him over the edge.
could you hear me?
And the guy is,
Heal me.
oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little self-centered.
Oh, he
Yeah.
is. He is. I've never really liked him, but I now like him less now that I think he got Candace Owens fired. And I actually really like her work. She's
Some
a
of the
very
stuff
good
she-
journalist. Okay, I'm
Some
gonna
of the
go
stuff
save him.
some of the stuff she's done has been good, but
It's very
personally I don't like her. I think she's a.
Are you racist, Micah? Are you racist?
Are you
actually,
racist? Yeah, no, I mean, I've never had any big disagreements with her. I mean, she doesn't really appeal to me as a host, like just her style. But
There's a child after you.
I'm not.
don't think
I
she's-
wasn't
she's-
fast
I think
enough.
she's
Bloody hell.
she's too big for her britches. She thinks she's like all that,
She's very aggressive,
and yeah, very aggressive, pot stirrer.
which is really not my style.
You gotta be aggressive to be a journalist,
Um,
though. I don't have a problem with
But
aggressive.
but that being said, I think I will commend
don't really
her
like her.
work for the George Floyd documentary, or I guess it was
Fantastic.
technically a BLM documentary. But you
It
know,
was a BLM
very.
documentary, not George Floyd, but that
But
goes
that was
hand in
part of
glove.
it, yeah.
Personally, I like when she platformed Kanye West because he loves the Jews.
Oh, she's platformed a lot of really controversial people just to talk to them for journalism's sake. Really, she interviewed a Jewish. What is their equivalent of priest? What is it again?
Rabbi.
Rabbi, Jewish rabbi who was satanic and sold sex toys. And it was all for journalism, like to get into his mind and like understand why the hell he thought that. Not affirming him, of course, because she's a Christian, she didn't affirm him, but it's journalism.
I suppose, but when
So,
she
like,
did the interview with Andrew
The
Tate,
controversial part, yeah, it's
she
normal.
gave
Hey,
him
Jake,
like a
come
lot
in.
of softballs. I did not like that because Andrew Tate is like terrible.
Yeah, he deserved to be hit harder.
Watch Tucker's interview. That's pretty interesting. He interviewed Andrew Tate.
But anyway, I think
I walked away from that interview thinking, why are they attacking Andrew Tate? He's just not very interesting at all.
His worldview is pretty freaking skewed.
It's really not.
It's
It's
like
just not.
no, it's like Muslim, but not
I mean,
religious.
the Muslim part, obviously, but everything else, it's so like nothing burger that it's just weird that they go after him because there's way more radical people than him. He's like,
Well, I
I'm
mean,
not
he did,
saying
dude.
he's right on any of his views, but it's like he's just not interesting.
But I mean, Andrew Tate did like literally have what was it? Like not captured women, but what was it called?
harem.
Like not held hostage women. Basically,
I'm
Pimp?
skeptical on that, honestly.
no,
I
he
can't-
literally he was
No, he
pimping
didn't.
out women like in a different country.
I'm
He
skeptical.
said this
yeah,
on.
no, he was. He's really.
I haven't seen.
He's a porn.
I'm
he's
not
a
saying
porn
I'm not
addict
saying
lefty,
that he didn't.
honestly.
I'm just saying I haven't seen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the-
he got caught
from
doing
his-
that in Romania.
Yeah, and
when
from his
he got
own mouth, he
arrested.
has admitted lots
Now-
of.
Now, yeah, that I think is wrong, but like his views, not the Muslim part, but just on like masculinity in general, it's just it's so just nothing. Like it's just not that radical. It doesn't make sense why people are culturally going after him.
Well, okay. So he basically
I'll run
He
away.
is-
Don't go anywhere.
Crap.
he is a worldly Muslim, right? So he
Obviously,
takes a lot
yeah.
of Muslim teachings, but he just acts like a worldly, immoral person, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he belongs in jail for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the trafficking or whatever part, but I'm talking purely on his like social media influencer aspect.
Yeah.
That's purely what I'm talking about. Is like I don't
I
get
sounds like an
why
idiot just the way he says everything.
people are going after him for that, because it's just not radical.
Because it's just
not
it's
really
just
that radical.
like the alpha male thing. Like it's the extremism.
I don't
of
even
the
agree
alpha
with this
male.
health stuff.
Because people who are upset with women in the current state of feminism,
People have a right to be
they're-
upset with feminism.
they're not
feminism.
gonna. Well, yeah, but
yeah,
they
but
they
grows
don't
to
want to
hate them and
hear.
resent them.
Yeah, they don't exactly. They don't want to hear complementarianism. They don't want to hear anything about true equality. What they want to hear is, "I'm the best," and women
How do
are
I
just
dominate and control
all,
women?
Yeah, all terrible people. I'm never gonna find one who will, love me and be able to take responsibility. I'll never find one who doesn't just act like a child. So I'm gonna be the alpha male, and they're just
I'm gonna sleep
going.
around.
They're just gonna be things.
Yeah, objects.
Jeez, you might as well hide.
Yeah, Andrew Tate. Yeah, pretty bad advice. I
Yeah,
would
not
say.
bad. I'm not defending him in any way. I'm just saying I don't understand why culturally he's being gone after, because he's not interesting at all. He just isn't.
I think he's a provocateur.
I think he'll die from a heart attack pretty soon because apparently he drinks 10 cups of coffee a day, smokes 4 cigars a day, and eats 1 meal a day.
Oh my
That's-
gosh.
That does not sound right.
That's his regimen. And he works out and stuff because he believes that smoking that much even cigars a day and drinking that much coffee a day is okay. It's good for you because it's and I quote, masculine. Okay.
As a cigar smoker and as a pipe smoker.
Yeah. He said well, and I quote, at the very least 4 cigars a day.
No.
So it could be more. I just I
mean,
think that guy
how many
is going to get a
cigars do you
heart
smoke?
attack. 10 cups of coffee? 1 cup of coffee. Well, not one, but like the equivalent of 2 cups of coffee for me will get me going, in a way that I don't like. Like 1 cup of coffee, all it takes for me. I can't drink energy drinks.
I haven't had a cigar since May of last year. And then I
Yeah.
haven't touched my pipe since August.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
no,
I'm
but
doing that for
even at my
least 4
peak, I was
times.
smoking, 2 or 3 cigars a week. A week.
Right.
Now I think at the very least 4 a day. It's insane.
So much tobacco, dude.
I mean, realistically, if he's smoking them correctly, you don't breathe it into the lungs. You just take it into your mouth and you blow it back out. Because, same thing with the pipe. You do not take that tobacco smoke and breathe it in. It'll tear up your lungs and your esophagus and everything else. It's a very unpleasant feeling.
Yeah.
And that's why cigarettes are so bad for you as well, because they've
we
added
know
all
why
these
that
chemicals.
is.
Well, they've added all these chemicals as well to make it smoother to actually breathe it into your lungs.
Follow victory.
Oh yeah, we know
Make
don't
it-
do cigarettes.
Make it better absorb into your lungs.
Yep.
But
Mm,
he
Yep,
does
and-
this because he believes it's good for you and it's the masculine thing to do.
I mean,
I don't
That just doesn't
know
make sense.
about healthy for you.
like masculinity is
I
like
don't believe tobacco really does have many or enough health benefits. Which
So
is
she
why
just
it's purely like a relaxation thing, or like it is for Tommy.
so
all worth
like
the
for the
carcinogens.
cigars, right? What kind of cigars are you smoking? Because if he's smoking 4 Churchills a day,
I
that's
have no
insane. But
idea.
if he's smoking 4 little itty bitty chodes,
He's a rich
Okay,
man, so
I can
just
see that.
I think it would be safe to assume it's a good sized cigar because he's rich.
You can get in a good size, a good cigar that's small, and not smoke 4 like Churchills or any of these other massive cigars. Too, there's so many styles of cigar that it's insane.
You can get a light one that's like a light profile one that's smaller.
Yeah, he can
and
get a
then-
small, thin one that has good flavor. But or he can get. I keep bringing up the Churchills. The Churchills are very long and thick.
Yeah.
And they're very big.
Like me.
Like me.
Only in your dreams, but
Hey.
Yeah.
Don't take this from me.
I mean, yeah. You usually smoke tobacco to kind of get you in a rhythm. It sharpens your mind and makes you, better
What?
at doing projects and thinking and
And
stuff
giving
like
you
that. But
cancer.
also
No way.
relaxes you.
What?
It's nicotine.
Yeah. No,
Nicotine.
it's just like a thing I do to when I hang out
Don't
with
say
other
that too
people who
fast.
also smoke. Like I'll have a
Yeah,
cigar
yeah,
or
a
a pipe.
social thing.
Yeah, but it can
most
also be a
people
stimulant.
socially drink.
Yeah, because if you do it
Yeah.
every day, as we established in a previous episode, you're gonna ruin your estrogen levels and feminize
Mhm.
yourself.
Yeah.
So it has to be an occasional thing.
Oh yeah,
It's kinda-
I treat alcohol the same way. I only do it occasionally and mostly socially.
Yeah,
I
but
think
a
tonight counts.
A nice cigar with like a nice bourbon or whiskey is just top tier. And there's a whole science to matching, what type of cigar and flavoring and all of that with what type of bourbon and whiskey or whatever you're drinking. There is a whole science to that.
Yeah, it's like a treat and stuff. But I mean, I
Like a
recently got a
little
pipe, and I've
treat.
been I recently got a pipe, and I've been smoking that like almost
Oh,
every
nice.
day. It's actually really nice. It's like helping me a lot.
What kind of
Do
pipe
stuff
backer?
That's why he's still a bum.
Pipe backer.
It, is
What's
it
that
a flavored backer or just plain?
It's
if
just it's like a Sherlock Holmes pipe. It's kind of curvy, and it's got
Not
Is
the
it
pipe,
yeah,
the backer.
initially big like Sherlock Holmes?
Roses.
no, it's kind of small.
Roses.
I'm not
Aw.
talking about the pipe. I'm talking about the tobacco you put in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I have the. I think it's called.
It's Chucky.
I think it's called cherry something. Cherry core.
Is it like
cherry...
black cherry? Black cherry
Yeah.
flavored, that's a good one. I've currently
be black
got
cherry.
bourbon whiskey pipe backer.
Oh,
And I've got
really?
a standard corncob pipe.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Corn cob. I need to see a
Yeah.
picture of it. Oh yeah, it's called wild cherry. That's really good.
Yeah.
But I've been doing that every day while working on like projects and stuff, and it's like really nice. Get you in the groove.
You enjoy your mouth cancer, Micah.
Oh, heck yeah, I will. And higher estrogen
Good.
levels.
Yeah,
But,
that'd be great.
but
I mean,
makes
I
me
don't
look
think
like-
It'll
Mike
really
could
motivate
get
you to get a
estrogen
job.
levels any higher than they are.
True.
Dear Lord. So
I'm
Candace
sorry.
Owens, Candace Owens, that's who we were talking
Andy's
about.
nuts.
Yeah. Candace Owens. Let's get back on track.
Such a long rabbit trail there.
It's funny though.
Anyway,
Hey, I
so what
I
I
don't
was,
even know how we got Andrew Tate.
my point
Andrew
was,
Tate is gonna die of cancer.
Yeah. No, a heart attack because
Oh
his
my gosh.
insane coffee consumption. But I digress. Let's keep going.
And cancer.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true. His heart will give out first, probably.
We can hope. We can only hope.
In Minecraft.
I think he's lying, personally. There's no way.
We'll see. Innocent until proven guilty in court.
Cannot function on that. That's impossible.
So what about Candace Owens?
She's great.
Anyway,
She's
yeah,
black.
my point is,
And she's black.
Exactly. I don't like her. Not because she's black, but
Sure, Micah.
my whole
I believe
point was
that.
whether you like her as a commentator or not. Obviously, the BLM documentary was very good. Actually, showed the opposite footage of, the George Floyd getting kneeled on, but not really. Got those other angles in. Very good. But, so I think at least Daily Wire owes her a lot, but,
Yeah, they
obviously they're not going to show it.
do. I mean, geez, the Cool.
Hello.
I mean, the BLM documentary alone is did a lot for him. So, excuse me.
Did you guys see that interview with Jordan Peterson and Destiny?
I saw the thumbnail. I was like, hey.
Nope.
Yeah,
I hate Destiny so much.
Sorry. Not really worth it, because Destiny is just not good at talking. He seems to he seems to have gotten so used to talking to himself that he doesn't function particularly well with other people in a debate capacity.
He's going full autist mode.
And The funny thing is, Jordan Peterson, like, this guy is so dumb. Jordan Peterson doesn't even have to go, like, scorched earth. Like, he doesn't even go that hard on him because he just doesn't have to. And so, I mean, he does absolutely destroy him, but it's just so casual. Like, just Peterson's just leaning in the back of his chair, like, making these little quips.
Well, tell me
Just-
about that.
Just destroying every sentence or every argument with just like the shortest of sentences. It's really funny if you'd like to see the most casual SmackDown. But
Yeah.
otherwise, kind of a waste of time because you don't really get anything out of it. It's not like, you know, I mean, Destiny does not have a clear point, and Peterson is interviewing him, so Peterson doesn't have a point.
Oh my gosh,
Peterson
that
tells him to
reminds
clean his
me.
room.
Point is to crap on Destiny.
Yeah, exactly, because he's an idiot.
Oh no! I need to put in the chat. Have you seen Benny Johnson's slam down on Destiny on Pierce Morgan?
No.
Ah, it was wonderful. He gets
Benny
legitimately
Johnson.
mad at Destiny, and he goes on a rant at him. It's amazing.
Who's Benny
Ah,
Johnson?
I gotta find it.
Benny Johnson is a political commentator.
Benny Johnson is great.
One of the best out there.
He's a right-leaning Christian, independent news guy.
Oh, is he that white guy with the glasses? That...
Yep.
Oh,
And
okay.
spiky
He
hair,
is
big muscles.
independently supported by people, not by companies. And I am happy to say I'm one of those people. I support Benny Johnson.
Although we do not endorse any particular persons on this podcast.
No, we do not.
We are so
But I,
unbiased.
as an individual, I do support Benny Johnson.
We're so unbiased in our love for Benny Johnson.
Benny Johnson is great.
It's an organization. So
If he
unbiased.
played video games, I would invite him on here. I don't know if he plays video games, honestly. So
He probably doesn't. He probably thinks
probably
it's like
doesn't.
degenerate or something.
no, definitely not.
No. He's one of the things that makes him such a good commentator is he's one of the few people that has respect for the fact that we're in a culture war and the importance of stories in media.
Yeah,
So
he
he's
doesn't
not really,
advocate
you
for
know,
abandoning of things.
He's not really in it, and it's
Good.
not really an angle that he comes from. But
He kind of respects it. He's like,
But
you
yeah,
know
he
what?
gets it.
That's all right. It nerd
Yeah,
stuff,
you can
that's
find
all
his show. He live streams. I mean, I don't need to do an ad for Benny Johnson, but he does live to tell Micah. He live streams every day at 11 on YouTube, and you can find his daily show on anywhere podcasts are.
Nice. Does he stream on Rumble?
Yes.
Nice.
I wish people used Rumble. That would be nice.
I use Rumble.
Someone other than you, Micah.
Me, bro. There's lots of people on Rumble.
I know, but like,
I even get retarded weird ads. It's like, did you know that you can make infinite energy with this simple trick?
yeah, they do
Like
have
what?
retarded ads. It's true.
Like,
But no, they.
Yeah,
Um,
you
who the
ball.
F pays for this?
but they. I mean,
In
like,
your- the energy is stored in your balls.
even like the most popular people on Rumble have a pretty sad amount of views compared to YouTube.
Yeah. Well, their market share is like freaking 1%. So
It is.
it's understandable.
It's terrible. I'm monetized on Rumble. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, dude, you could show that commercial.
I have like.
There's
I
one
have,
about
like,
inflated prostates too. Great.
What?
Yeah. It's like, do you have inflated prostate? Do not drink water. Use this simple life hack. There's also Trump ads. Like, sign up today. You can get my gold-plated token thingy.
Oh, those are hilarious. The Trump ones are legitimately funny.
Yeah. I'm amused every time. I love it. That's why I go there. Totally. Just see the Trump ads. I don't think it's real though. I think they are literally just using his image and like trying to sell gold. I don't know if that's.
I don't think you can do that.
I don't think it's legitimate. Just a hunch.
You'll get in trouble for that. Using somebody else's image without permission. Why do you think on political ads, they say I'm Donald Trump or whatever, and I approve this message?
I approve this message. I mean, he did sell NFTs, so maybe he is selling gold. I don't know.
I'm coming for you, Jensen.
Oh, I'm about to die again. How did Jaeden get away in this unscathed so far?
It's because you guys were talking about Andrew Tate.
Death is only temporary.
The Tate man. The Tit man.
Screw you,
Which
bye.
door is it?
Just listen to Jordan Peterson back in the day.
Gordon
and,
Peterson.
what was the other guy? Jordan Peterson and some other person that I can't remember. I mean, there's a lot of great, like, masculine, well-rounded masculine, what do you call them? People to look up to, role models. Yeah. Do
Yeah.
not watch Andrew
I mean,
Tate.
Jordan
Please
Peterson
God.
is he's still good. He doesn't have the focus.
Watch his older stuff.
He doesn't have the focus that he used to. Like when he was doing lectures, he was great because he had one thing that he was talking about and he had like a point.
Yeah.
And now,
Now he's just everywhere.
now he just rambles. He's just rambling about stuff.
Old stuff. Watch his old stuff. Maybe get his book. Read the Bible. Follow Jesus.
Read your Bible.
Watch GasMaskGamers every Wednesdays at 7.
If you want to get the
just a
true
vibe.
masculine experience of smoking tobacco.
Yeah,
For
obviously
higher
there's a lot
estrogen
of
levels.
opinions on
We'll
how to
eventually release something on how to correctly pack and smoke a pipe and how to identify a good cigar.
No, that's
Yes.
really not important at all.
Yes.
No,
I think we.
shut up. Get your own YouTube.
I mean,
we'll
we
do
were
it as
trying
a
to.
YouTube short.
I mean, we were trying to cook up
YouTube
something.
short. Oh gosh, if you could do it in a minute.
That would be
All right.
perfect. I mean, we were trying to
'Cause
start
you
up
have
like a
a-
society thing, right?
You have
So,
to. You have
just
a
put it there.
55-second limit on shorts, so it'd have to be.
It's
Well-
not that hard to pack a pipe, but yeah, no. It
I have
won't be
found
on,
the
Gas
Destiny
Mask
Benny
Gamers.
Johnson video. I'm putting it in the chat.
Yeah. No, that would definitely belong on
It's
the
8
other
minutes,
channel,
so don't watch it right
but that's a future problem.
You just gotta
Yes.
finger the pipe.
If you,
Future
all
problem.
our viewers, if you are interested in another channel where we cover how to be a
They're not
man,
even listening.
please leave a comment down below saying what you would like to see.
Yeah, we need suggestions.
Boobies.
We're trying. I
Because
mean,
Mike doesn't
eventually.
know how to be a man, and he wants you to tell him how.
Yeah.
He needs suggestions.
Watch as
I
we
mean-
teach
Oh.
Micah how to be a man.
Dude, I'll be the guinea pig.
Leave suggestions or leave questions that you want to know more about on what it's like to be a man and how to
We'll
be a
start with
good
not
man.
zooting yourself out every
Obviously, don't
morning.
address it to Micah.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
the homesteader.
Almost
The
there.
homo- That's right. The
Dude,
homestead.
the hippie
Tommy, you took
commune.
my joke from me.
I did. I gave you time to use it, and you never did.
Ah, I know. I'm not
That
mad.
is a
I'm not
hippie
mad.
commune right there.
I'm not
The
mad.
homesteader.
The homesteader, Micah.
Yeah, Micah, you missed last week
Yeah.
where Jensen referred to you very casually as a homesteader, and it was the greatest.
No,
joke
I
ever.
have goats. Thank you very much. I don't like
you-
men.
That
You know who
confirms.
also banned goats? Terrorists in the Middle East.
Oh, no, boo.
Yeah, you know what they call him, right?
Oh no, bro.
Can't say it on the stream.
Yeah.
Let's do this. I will not get us banned.
So there's more conservative drama than just this Candace Owens nonsense. There's also the Steven Crowder nonsense, which
Oh,
is
not
always actively ongoing. Crap, I wasn't paying attention. So last time we talked about Crowder, we were talking about the video where he appears to verbally abuse his wife.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Who?
Steven Crowder. As in the host of Louder with Crowder.
Yeah, I think the wife like leaked the house
and
video or whatever
right, and there was
good.
lots of
to the news.
lots of debate about who was at fault, but it kind of seemed like they were both being ridiculous in their own way.
Yeah.
Steven Crowder a little bit more so. I mean, undoubtedly the instigator, if anything. But conservatives are pretty split on this one, which I think is funny because it's not like we're talking about a social issue or a political issue. We're just putting our dirty little fingers and opinions into these people's marriage. Like this is what
This
we're gonna
private
spend our time arguing about.
private domestic dispute. Let's all analyze it.
Right, exactly. This is what the conservatives are interested in talking about for some reason.
So sad.
But of course they are in the middle of a divorce right now. Who'd have thunk it? And Jared Monroe has quit the show. He worked with Steven Crowder.
The gay Jared.
Yeah, not gay Jared.
The not gay Jared.
And
Wait, I'm sorry. Is Crowder a Daily Wire thing?
no, he's got his own show.
They were trying to make that happen, but
Yeah, there was.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
that was another drama.
Yeah, that was a whole nother drama before the whole wife abuse
Yelling.
allegations.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could argue about that a long time, but where was I? So Jared has quit. He's saying he's being legally abused for allegedly being recruited by Hillary Crowder to make bad PR for Steven Crowder.
Wait, what?
So Steven Crowder is basically, making legal threats like, oh, you've inserted yourself into this private matter and you've been an instigator because he was stupid enough to talk about it.
Wait, so not gay Jared was talking about his divorce, and then he got a cease and desist or something? Is that what's happening?
Well, he's being threatened. He has not actually been
Oh.
served anything in particular.
Okay,
And even this whole thing in itself, a lot of people, even Crowder, thinks that this is part of the PR stunt. Because he didn't really have a reason to make this video saying that he's, leaving the show and, oh, all these horrible things happened. Like, he just has kind of this vague statement about, oh, the truth has to be said and I can't keep it quiet anymore. And, just a very performative kind of thing. I'm not saying he was, I'm just saying that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
But that's kind of, I'll leave that up to you.
Kind of coincidental. He comes out now.
It doesn't help that Steven Crowder is currently paying $25K a month in child support,
Jeez.
and he's
Dang.
paying his wife's legal fees.
What the
It is
hell?
based on your child support is based on your income. So
Yep.
Yes.
Instead of on the
Dude.
Typically,
the child's
it is
needs, it's based on your
technically
income.
normal for him.
I'm pretty sure it's typically around 10% or something of your income.
I think I don't remember. I know I knew a while ago because
Men do be
I knew
getting screwed
someone.
over in this justice system. I'm telling you what.
Sure enough.
I mean, kind of. It is your kid.
Women be like, I'm out, and then give me $25,000 a month.
Well,
It is your kid.
Uh,
It is your responsibility too. And if they take the kid away from you, how else are you supposed to provide for it?
But normally the law takes the children away from the dad, even if the dad is like, super upstanding, whatever. They usually give it to the mom, and then they force the dad to pay child support.
well, the dad still has some. Typically still has visitation rights.
Dude,
depending
Chucky's
on-
AFK. He's
It's-
just looking at the ground.
So some
Control over
people,
the-
it's week by week, so you switch every week.
Oh,
For me and my brother, it was every other weekend and every other week during the summer.
Chucky gave up.
It gets really complicated with how it works, but yeah.
It just sucks.
And
dude. Like,
typically nowadays, it's not divorce. It's the father just kind of dips. People don't want to. Well, men don't want to be held accountable for their actions and just disappear.
like before they
Yep.
get married.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big. It's a big issue too, like a secondary issue, I guess, or
Yep.
consequence of the first issue. There's
They
no-
like to do the whole ejaculate and evacuate.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
There's no commitment because the commitment is null and void because the what's it called, marriage, no fault divorce thing.
No fault divorces existed for a while, and
Yeah.
there's a very complex thing going on there that I have experience with. Not because I've been divorced, but I'm not going to share that on set or on stream because this is much more personal than I'm willing to share with random people on the internet.
Yeah, but no fault divorce is really a detriment to the children and the commitment of spouses as a whole. And
I think in my case, what happened, it was actually beneficial, but
yeah,
that
I
would
mean there
vary
can be
between-
outliers, but
yeah, there are always outliers.
majority it's swayed culture so that marriage is basically doesn't mean much, and the men usually get screwed over, and women have kind of control over a lot of the things. I don't know why, but I don't know if that's like a cultural bias towards women.
It's more
Or-
a cultural bias that women tend to be more caregiving or more
Yeah,
of the caregivers for the kids.
yeah, I think that's probably the reason behind it. So men will get screwed over a lot, and so they won't commit anymore. And for men, it is commitment. That's what
Mhm.
that's what it is. Like the end all be all. Men is commitment. Women is I guess it's like access or something like that. Like the gatekeepers, basically.
Well, the reason this became drama is because conservatives are pretty split. Some people are vehemently against Crowder for being such a consistently irritating person. He's obviously just kind of a jerk all around. And then the other half is like, well, she's terrible because she's milking this guy and dragging him through the the mud publicly for no reason and airing all of her dirty laundry by constantly posting all this stuff. Personally, I think they're both terrible, but most people are just kind of split.
I think in a divorce, I don't think there's a
There's
clear.
there's not a lot of good.
Yeah, it's mostly bad.
It isn't like when someone like cheats, and there's a clear line. But even then, you occasionally have the partial responsibility of your partner failing you. So it's it's.
I do think
It's
it should be a private affair. Don't make
rarely
it
a
a
stark
public
line.
issue.
Hmm?
I do think it should be a private affair. Don't make it a public thing.
I agree.
Yep. And
The fact that they've both been commenting on each other's actions, it looks like it's such a weird thing. It's like,
yeah, well, I think Crowder wanted to keep it private, like super under wraps, not public. And
yeah,
then
at first.
the wifey's like, "All right, I'm gonna air out all the dirty laundry. I'm gonna send this to the news." And he was like pretty upset, and he was like, "Well, we could do this publicly if you really want to." And no, I don't think anybody wants that. I don't think the kids need that. So I think the wife should like chill out. I think Crowder should.
I think
out.
both sides should chill out.
Yeah, they should both
Just
give
because
it up.
one side decides to take things public doesn't mean you should as well.
Yeah, I know, but
It doesn't
he
make
doesn't.
it right either.
Yeah,
No.
it's just.
Yeah, it would have
Like,
been a
if-
better look for him if he just let her look continuously crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but if you post just one side of the majority of people will get that first, and it's pretty
Yeah,
much
I
done for
mean,
your
yeah,
public opinion on the person. So
I understand.
you kind of do have to fight fire with fire at a certain point, or
I understand wanting to defend yourself, but it's very weird.
yeah. Yeah, so he's trying to keep it under wraps,
It's
but I
very
don't know.
weird
I
to
don't know.
have to have one of your co-hosts have a segment on your political show to be like, well, we have to mention Steven's bitch of a wife, who has been saying such and such, and we want to set the record straight. It's very weird. It's very weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if a newscaster stopped talking and just started talking about his terrible wife, you'd be like, what's going on? Like, what in the
Dude, that
world?
would be honestly, that would respect him.
I mean, it would be
Respect that,
hilarious, but
The
Like, what are
comedy
you
gold that would
doing?
come out of it. Like, my wife made the worst sandwich this morning. That bitch. It tasted
Oh my
like
God.
dirt.
oh,
I
man.
just want to let her know. I want to broadcast this to the world. Not make her. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so I'm not happy with either parties. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. What I want to talk about was I wanted to get you guys' opinion on this. Obviously, although he should be paying child support, this $25K child support is crazy and unnecessary. So the thing I want to ask you guys is, child support, is it what it says it is, or is it socialism? Talk amongst yourselves.
It's socialism.
What?
So in this instance, 25K was
It's so much. Who's getting the money?
25K a month.
It's based on your income.
Yes.
I don't
it's-
care if it's
yeah,
based
but
on your
is that
income.
fair? We're debating
Okay,
something.
he's got 2 children. Do they need $25,000 a month to feed
Probably
themselves?
not.
Okay, where's
I'm
that
just
money
saying
going?
that based on his income, for him as an individual, it's not that weird.
Well, we're not arguing.
is-
We're not arguing the legality. I'm trying to say if this. I'm trying to ask if this is right.
My opinion, that is way too much, unless it's going in
no,
their
I don't
college
think
fund or
the
something.
amount is right. Because she should have to put effort in too.
Obviously, yeah. But she's not. She's just gonna probably use the 25K. Like, I mean, I don't know. Okay, I don't know the legalities. Does it go in like a trust fund for the kids, or does it go to like a college fund for them, or does it go directly to the pockets of the parent
It
currently
depends on
watching?
state to state, locality to locality, and what that deal was for each person. It varies a lot. Uh, and I actually got my number wrong. It's about typically it's anywhere from 6% to like 15%. I'm assuming this one would probably be lower because he could afford better lawyers and probably be as close to 6% as he can get. Right. So the fact
Right.
that this is sub 10% of his income goes show just how much money he's making.
I want kind
We
of
really
want
should get that person.
Yeah, I kind of want to leave him to die, but I know we shouldn't.
It's just so much though. Like, I just okay.
I
I would
think
be
if
okay
we
with
all
it
need
if
to
it
go at the same time, we could.
All right.
I would be
Let's
more
go do
okay
it.
with the amount of money
I'm gonna regret this.
if it was in like a trust
Oh,
fund
there's stairs right
for
here.
them.
Yeah, I'm assuming because it has to be going straight to the kids, directly, used for the kids. It's hard to track at times depending on what the deal is and how it's getting there. But I'm assuming that they have a very, sophisticated way of tracking it in this case.
Right. Yeah. I just would have a problem if it was going like directly to, the parent to do whatever with, like,
Oh, whoops.
because that can be abused pretty heavily
Right.
unless they do
And
checkups.
this could also be used for the kids to go to, a nice private school instead of being thrown into the public school system as well.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just think divorce is just freaking.
So,
Well,
do you guys think the policy is fair or not?
Ah,
I honestly haven't had time to think about it myself. I just wrote it down. It was
I
like,
think
well,
so.
this would be fun to talk about.
I think since it's it's a percentage of the income, you want to do what's best for the kids. It basically forces the father to still be a father instead of doing the bare minimum of paying the bare minimum type of thing.
So I think here's a thought. Maybe it's fair as long as it's actually be used on the children. Because what I'm thinking is a
Yeah.
divorce situation where the mom gets the kids even though she was at fault. And she's, getting to glam up her life while the guy who got hurt is, getting leeched.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think that was my main concern as well. So I was thinking if it was going in like a trust fund or a portion of it was going to some sort of fund where the kids can have access to it when they're of age, or it's going to like their school, like Tommy said. And then, the extras kind of put away rather than abused by a parental figure. I would be more okay with that. But if it's just free reign, like the parent could do whatever with that money, as long as the kids aren't, actively starving and being abused, I would say, I don't like it.
So, how would you guys repair this discrepancy? Change the system, gut the system. I mean,
I would maybe change it a little bit. I don't really know enough about it. It might be more towards what I want it to be, or it could be the opposite. I think Tommy says it's situational. I think it should be kind of a standard.
It varies so much from situation to situation. And there have been cases where, the man is barely making any money. He's basically making minimum wage. And the woman's making much, much more than him. And
I've seen it.
and he can't pay child support because he needs that money to survive. So they don't pay child support, or they have to pay a much smaller amount, and that's why it's a percentage. And it varies a lot from state to state, locality to locality, and even event.
Locality and individual level. Definitely agree.
So
I
it's so hard to gauge whether it's the broken system or whether the system's broken or if it's something else.
Mm.
So, now CPS, Protective Services, that's an absolutely broken system that needs to be, torn down and built from the ground up again. But
Yeah. Yeah. Well. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think there just needs to be like a standard set, maybe like proportion, like a third of it goes to, or no, like immediately the money goes towards their necessities, and then all the money after that needs to be put away for them to collect later when they, are of age and they have actual agency and stuff like that.
that is
Or
technically how it works. It goes to the necessities: food, clothing, education, all of that fun shebang. Um, the money's typically pretty well tracked. Yet again, it also depends on state and locality and everything else as well, but it's typically pretty well tracked. And if you use it to benefit yourself, so like if she starts using it to get her nails done or for a nice new car or something, that's
Yeah.
going
Which
to
happens a lot.
come back to bite her in the butt, depending on how well it's being tracked. And I don't know what that deal's going to be.
But what if she treats them all to a fancy lobster dinner every night? How about that?
Well, if that gets iffy, that gets into a weird, and that yet again that falls to state and locality, and like he could take that to court and go, she's abusing the money I'm giving her, and get the courts involved, and that's a whole thing there. But it gets weird in that regard.
Yeah, so there's some
But like
gray area there.
you can technically use it to help pay for the bills, so the mortgage and everything else for the housing, because that's required to keep a roof over the kids' heads as well. And like I said, in this case, most likely they're getting really good private schooling as well, so that's going to be taken into account. I don't know what their lives are like. For me, I know my father was paying my mother a decent chunk of money a month, right? For me and my brother. I know the exact amount. I'm just not going to share it because I respect his monetary privacy. But even after I moved out, so that went until that goes until you either turn 18 or graduate high school, right? Whichever comes later, right? So I turned 18 before I graduated high school. So he had to keep paying until I graduated high school. And then when I moved out of my mom's and moved in with my dad after graduating high school and all of that. He was then able to go back to court to renegotiate how much he would be paying for my brother and all of that. All right, but instead of that, he continued to pay what he was before when I was still living there. So he was paying double of what he needed to do, right? Until my brother then graduated high school as well.
That was a choice, or?
Yeah, but that was just because my brother wasn't that much further behind. He didn't want to deal with the court system, and
they pay lawyer fees and stuff or whatever.
And because my mom was also very volatile at that time, he just didn't want to deal with her as well, right? It wasn't as much the courts as dealing and having to interact with my mother, which I don't blame him. I don't like to interact with her.
Right.
So that's why it gets really complicated in these regards.
Yeah,
And,
domestic situations are like super,
and
super crazy.
and it was a no-fault divorce that my dad used to separate from my mother. Uh, that was what he had available to him, and I think it was the right thing. Because I think it's better to come from a broken home than a toxic one. Personally, some people would go back and forth on that one, but for me, I think it was better for me to come from a broken one than a toxic one. Because I got to see what a healthy home, a healthy relationship looks like for my dad. And when he married my stepmom, and his side of the family, instead of being stuck in a toxic home where my mother and father are fighting 24/7 all the time. Because that affects kids and how they will perceive in the relationships they will be going after.
Yeah, that's.
It gets
I mean,
complicated.
di- different kids handle things differently as well. So
And it's different ages. I was 5, my brother was 3, 2 or 3. My brother was really, really young, right? So I remembered a time before the divorce. My brother doesn't,
that is crazy.
right?
It's kind of trippy.
Um, like I remember the day he moved out very vividly. Still, almost 20 years later. So, but my brother doesn't have a memory of any of that.
Well, that's because he's retarded.
He was also 3,
Shoot,
3 at the oldest.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Jensen, you gotta save her.
I'm going.
He's not retarded. He's just special.
Man,
So, like,
Defending
I
your
was in,
he gotta.
I mean,
save
you're
her
retarded,
too.
so.
I was in kindergarten, right? My brother wasn't even in school yet. I was in kindergarten. Um, yeah.
Yep. So probably needs a little reform, a little bit. Also men get shafted a lot, but overall I would say, I don't know.
This fool isn't running to save me. You gotta be kidding me.
The one on the boat is pretty
Have you-
far fixed.
Have you discerned a opinion on it? Is what we said pretty sound.
I like my opinion. But that's just me.
Obviously.
Really, me?
Oh,
He's targeting me. This is just unfair. I did all the work. Do you know how
Man.
much I sacrificed?
that's life right there.
Micah, what percentage
All the
are you
work,
at?
no credit. I think
Skill
I'm
issue.
done.
Fine. Guess I'll die.
Yippee!
Okay. So, wait, what were you asking my opinion on?
What you asked us, did we make valid arguments? Correct.
Yes, gold star, both of you, on your
Yippee!
arguments for and against child support.
I didn't say there shouldn't be any child support, but
So
I
in,
just said it's
in
like
Crowder's specific case, like, obviously with this ridiculous number, what do you think was the logic in the judge's ruling? Like, just because he can afford to pay it?
Well,
couldn't that the actor, what's his name? Didn't he get screwed over like that too?
it's not the fact that the judge just goes, you have to pay X amount. The way the law works is it is a
Well,
percentage
I know it's more
of your income.
complicated. Well, yeah, but the percentage is variable. So
Yeah, but,
there
like-
was an active decision to charge him that much.
It could be that that's the lowest percentage they can legally go. Right?
Or maybe it was the
I
highest.
doubt it. He makes a lot, but not that much.
Are you sure?
To think that 25K
I mean, for his
like
personal income, probably not that
25K a
much.
month is 6% of Steven Crowder's income. No, absolutely not. That's
Yeah, I'd say
ridiculous.
it's a lot more percentage.
No. And I think it also like has the unfortunate side effect of not factoring in the longevity of his work, because I mean none of this has been doing good things for his numbers. Like what could happen is he gets like cleaned out of his money and then loses his job.
Yeah.
I mean, let's
Which
see.
he might deserve. I don't know. I'm just saying that could be like an unfortunate side effect.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would take a
What we
lot to.
know is, so here's what we know about roughly how much he makes, right? We know he makes over $1 million a year on a salary, and then other income sources is another $2 million plus a year.
Wait, his salary or his company?
His salary is over $1 million a year.
Are you sure about that?
He has a $20 million net worth, so yeah.
Well, that's
eh,
different.
that's not. Yeah, that's not the same. I'd say his salary is definitely not that high. I mean, he
I
is growing though.
I
In
could see if he
locals or
made
whatever.
like $1 million 1 year, or maybe like collectively through all the different things. Maybe, but his following is just not that big.
Well, it's not just that; it's other sources of income as well. We don't know what
Well, that's what I'm
all.
saying. Collectively, maybe, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But even then, 25K a month. It's still
yeah,
a lot.
the
Mhm.
actor, what's his face? He had to become poor because
Brendan Fraser.
yeah, Brendan Fraser. He got divorced and he got screwed over. And I'm wondering, does the percentage
He
change
got
every
screwed
year?
over so hard. He didn't even do anything.
Well, it depends on how good of a lawyer you get, right?
Okay. Oh, I'm able to play. Woo! Finally.
Glorious. Join us.
So you're saying that Brendan Fraser had a bad lawyer and he was retarded?
Yep.
Could have been, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that was what happened. He got cleaned out, started losing out on work, and then was just scraping along. That was rough. He
super
didn't deserve
rough.
that.
Well, what state are they in? What state is this happening in?
Probably California.
Texas.
Wait, I thought
Texas.
Steven Crowder? Yeah, I thought it was Texas. I could be wrong
Oh,
about
I
that
thought
one.
you were talking about Brendan Fraser.
Oh, Brendan Fraser was California. Yeah.
Oh, well, that explains him.
Hold on, let me look up Steven Crowder.
Yep,
I
California
can get
is
that
pretty
for you.
bad. Pretty
Pretty gay.
would not live there.
One child is 20% of net resources
Oh my gosh! Well, he had two
in the
children.
state of Texas. 2 children is 25%. 3 children is 30, and 4 children is 35%.
Why isn't it double and triple? What the heck? Do they count children less valuable the more that you have? Is that how that works?
Because there's a lot of overlap between kids, right? So it would be my assumption.
Maybe. So it's
It is also
20.
based on net income, not gross. So this is based off of net income, which is after taxes.
Okay. So it's
So
percent or no 25%.
25% of net income.
Net income. Yeah. So it's definitely less. Definitely making less money.
So he is making bank.
You were right. Crowder is Texas.
Yeah. But it's not as much as you said initially. Because you said 6%.
Yeah, Crowder's channel is exclusively
Yeah.
Rumble now. He
It all
he can't
depends
he
on
can't
the
be making
state.
that much
Like
money.
Well, he
Virginia is
posts.
more variable.
Yeah,
Well,
he
he
posts
has to
on
show he
YouTube,
has
but
to show the courts his net income. Like, that is all or that's all information that you have to give to the courts, right? So he had to show them his gross income and his net income. So what he's making before taxes and what he's making after taxes, and that's all of his resources
Well,
after
in light
taxes.
of this being in Texas, does that explain anything?
Yeah, it's 25% of net resources. That's the law in Texas
Yeah, that makes
for two children.
flat.
that makes a lot more sense.
That's fair, I
So
That
guess.
does explain a lot.
it's a quarter of his net income basically,
Yeah, that's crazy.
which is after taxes and necessary expenses.
Yeah, the majority of his money is, I think it's subscription based for a while because he got demonetized like, way back in the day.
Yeah.
And he still posts on YouTube, but I think uh, most of his, like half of his okay, so a quarter of his broadcast is on YouTube, but they censor a lot of it because YouTube is YouTube, and half of the show is on Rumble where it's not censored. And then if you go to locals and subscribe there, you get the second half of the show, where it's like, you know, all the rest of it. So kind of like the Daily Wire people. So yeah, he gets sponsorships, he has merchandise and subscriptions. So that's his main revenue.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sounds about right.
oh. So
Yeah, I was going based off of Virginia's, which is much more variable. But
Texas is like, we have one law. That's it.
basically, and they
25 is
can if they raise or lower it based off of visitation rate. So if they're switching back and forth every other week, or like how active is he in the kids' lives? How much is he doing stuff like that? It gets really complicated in those regards, but rule of thumb is 25% of net for two children.
Tough luck.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
the
that's
best
pretty
you can do
damn
out of a worse
rough.
situation is just split custody and
Don't get
unless it's like,
divorced in Texas, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do it.
California's going to be worse.
Well, that's true.
yeah, Brendan Fraser got effed up. Got totally screwed.
Sorry.
And Clinton got told on.
Just had to get him to turn around.
Yep. Yep.
All right, I got one more thing, but I have to read it off, so you're gonna have to wait till the end of this match. Let's see, what else is going on in the world, guys? There's some things I didn't put down. Oh yeah, McDonald's will be serving Krispy Kreme donuts.
What?
They will have 3 flavors, and it will kill a lot of people.
Diabetes.
What a combination!
Wait, so they're doing like a what's it called?
Yeah,
Collaboration.
you can buy Krispy Kreme at McDonald's.
I also heard
Oh,
they were trying to
hell yeah.
boycott McDonald's because they were feeding Israel troops.
Really?
That was interesting.
Wow.
Okay,
That is
that
interesting.
that one's odd because it's true, but it isn't.
it's a franchise, so it's not even like.
It's a worldwide franchise, so it's gonna feed anybody where it's at. So
Okay, so it was that particular.
they weren't doing it because
Yeah.
they were Israel troops.
So a local McDonald's.
yeah, a local
Yeah, local
McDonald's,
McDonald's pitched in,
you know,
and gave some Israel troops food,
Well, what do you
but the
expect?
McDonald's like brand wasn't, sponsoring them or whatever. And then a lot of liberals were like, "Oh my gosh, McDonald's, they're freaking whatever. They're pro. I forget the term. They're pro-Jew." Ah,
Pro-Semitic. I don't know. Zionist.
there's like a
That's what they say.
Yeah,
They're
Zionists.
Dude, I
They're
love
filthy Zionists.
that. Dude,
Man, now I want Krispy Kreme.
I see anti-Zionist propaganda on Twitter so much. It's crazy how vicious they are. Like saying Nazi stuff. Like, oh, they're all filthy dogs, and oh man, you wouldn't
very
believe
strange.
the kind of stuff that they'll just say straight up say, and everyone just
They're
shrugs
probably
their
a-
shoulders and ignores it. Like, wow, okay.
I don't know if it's like a Muslim thing or like a class thing, because like Jews tend to be higher class, so it's like, more communist. I don't know. It's very weird. Like just jealous. They're envious people. Why do you have a disease
I mean, it's just
floating around you?
it's a propaganda thing. I mean, Palestinian propaganda has been going on for a really long time. And it's always been affected, so I think it's just the kind of thing that gets passed through generations and something that people grew up with having in their minds as a statement of fact. Like, there was a show as recently as 2004 in Palestine that would feature Jewish doctors like eating kids' eyeballs and doing
That's kinda
heart
funny.
transplants from healthy Palestinian children. I mean, it's really intense propaganda. They even started the rumor that back in the 80s, they started the rumor that the Jews had manufactured AIDS in a South African lab. And a lot of people believed it. I mean, I read this article from like '88 talking about how much of a problem black on Jew crime had become in New York City.
Yeah.
Because
Black people hate.
because all the black people thought that they had manufactured AIDS specifically to kill black people, which is crazy.
got me.
But
They'll find any excuse, dude. I'm telling you.
so it's. I mean, there's a lot of historical stuff and other things, and
Black people also hate
modern
Asians
stuff.
just because they're smarter, I suppose. I don't know what the reasoning is.
So yeah,
It's kinda
I mean,
weird.
it's complicated. There's a lot of stuff, but basically the propaganda has been going on for so absurdly long that at this point
It can also be
they'll
connected
believe
back
all
to
kinds
one
of
person.
things.
What, AIDS?
I wonder
Not
who
AIDS,
it
I'm
could
talking about the
be.
propaganda.
It was you, wasn't it? You
No.
transferred the AIDS. You had the
But,
monkey.
No, it was Haj Amin El Husani. He was a Arab nationalist and prominent Muslim religious leader. He is the one that started all of this anti-Semitic stuff and created this, division between Palestinians and Jews. Mind you, he also supported Hitler during World War II.
Of course.
And there is evidence of this. He met Hitler several times during the war. They came up with a treaty that Hitler wouldn't invade Arab lands, and that Hitler would also help them eradicate the Jews and from Jerusalem. So
No.
I will rescue you. Work on that door.
Okay.
I
So,
gotta head out.
Hassan
Like,
Abi Badabi.
Haj Amin al Husani.
Hush. Jetson, say Haj Abi Jubijub.
Haja Abu Dhabi Dubu. Dooby dooby doo.
We condemn that man.
Yep.
He's been dead for a long time, but he started all of this, and the fact that you can trace it back to one person who was just really against the Jews, and it's still affecting the world, really goes to show how much one person's actions or statements can change the course of history, basically.
Go.
Yep.
Alright, I'll talk to you all later. I gotta go.
Night, laddie.
Night.
Good night. Good night, all.
Uh-oh, what is he doing?
Good night.
Run! Fire! Uh-oh. Weave!
I'm there.
I'm
You
gonna
guys
die. Oh, he missed
No.
the second time.
Oh! Don't die, Micah!
I dodged him twice.
Yes! Oh, that was pro. That was pro.
Oh,
Beautiful.
he's so mad, bro. He's so mad.
That was beautiful, Micah.
Thank you.
We crushed that.
Yeah, he just got murdered, bro.
So I think
Easy.
these McDonald's Krispy Kremes. I think they're gonna be like. We're just gonna casually go back to that. That's what's really important here.
The Jews are being persecuted throughout the ages. So, anyways, McDonald's.
Yeah,
Donuts.
this is really what's important. It's not the
We need to-
anti-Semitism. It's anyway.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be right in the middle, you know, because I could see them being like nicer than the ones you could buy at Walmart, but I feel like they're gonna be a good step below what you could get at an actual Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, because they
You know what I
have like
mean?
dedicated things for making donuts.
Yeah,
Like,
they
that's
make
their
them
whole
there,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
But McDonald's, it's like,
They're probably throwing them in a microwave or something.
right. It's reheated. It's not as nice. But maybe a step above a box from Walmart.
I mean, if you're already at a McDonald's, you know, and man, I do want a donut right now.
I get the convenience, for sure. I'm not at McDonald's
But-
a lot, but I get it.
It probably is more unhealthy than normal Krispy Kreme donut.
Yeah, somehow.
Somehow, just the essence of McDonald's.
We've got
seeps
some
into it.
preserving agent pumped in there.
Yeah. So, health conscious people beware.
Tommy, you're
Man.
not health conscious. What do you think?
I don't know whether it's being salted or not. But look, donuts are like my one major weakness. I try and pay
feel that.
somewhat of attention of what I eat, but man, I could just, especially Krispy Kreme donuts, man, when they're fresh and hot. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll down like a dozen in like a minute.
Okay, maybe not that much. Goodness, bro, you're gonna have a heart attack.
If I dive eating Krispy Kreme donuts, so be it.
I would die trying.
Worth it.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, let me read a little bit for you. So Microsoft has published inclusion rules for game devs. They decided to do this after the whole discussion about what they are calling exaggerated female anatomy, where everyone was saying how terrible and sexist the main character in Stellar Blade looked. Oh, and what do you know? It turns out that that the model is a 3D rendering of an actual human being. As is what happens a lot, and there were a lot of examples and a lot of very curvaceous characters who turned out to just be real people. But all the idiots are still vehement about this nonsense because they don't want women to look like women. They want them to look like chunky, square transgenders.
Yeah, just homogenized or masculinized
Anyway,
women.
let me read this. They have a 4-part plan here. This is called Gaming for Every Product Inclusion Framework. All right.
I don't know.
Here's our framework. So when creating a new video game, this is what you need. Number 1, approachability, which ensures all players, existing and new, experienced and novice, feel safe and welcome.
Feel safe and welcome.
So
It's a video game.
So you can't play criminals anymore, apparently, because
Oh no.
that just doesn't have approachability.
It's
They just don't have it.
unsafe.
It's unsafe. Video games are unsafe. Number 2, representation. Oh my goodness. I'm going to talk about the representation. It's about reflecting the diversity of the player and creator community so everyone can feel that they belong. So your player character should be every race at once. Like
Yes.
what are they talking about? Like when they say representation, we know what they mean. They want more black people or whatever. It's pretty much
More
what it is every time
minorities.
because these people consistently hate on Asians for some reason. So we know that whenever they say something like this, they just want more black people. And it's like, okay, but if you're really reflecting the diversity of the player, how do you do that? The player isn't diverse, are they? They're just an individual.
Do you?
Is
Oh my
every video
gosh.
game protagonist supposed to be customizable? Like what's the rule here exactly? It's so vague.
Yeah.
Like by that logic, most player characters should be white and have a mild case of scoliosis and be named Kyle. Like like what do you think? What do they think the diversity of their players are? Anyway, number 3, globalization is about making global players feel at home and ensuring that their experience has local relevance and respect. Yet again, you're going to try to cater to literally every country where your video game is sold? Like, what are you talking about?
Simple. Just add character customization.
Oh, I'm back.
Well, how do you make every player feel like the location in the video game is their home?
What?
Like, how in the world are we possibly supposed to achieve that?
I just don't understand why people need to relate directly. It has to be like super duper direct and it has to be super surface level. It cannot have any kind of substance beyond that. It has to look
It's actually
a certain
directly
way.
tied to low intelligence. Because people with low
Yes, that's true.
IQs have a harder time relating to abstract concepts. So dumb people, to identify with something, it's got to be exactly like them. It's got to be really close because they don't understand metaphor and alliteration and all these things.
Honestly, yep.
So
That
it's because we let
that
the
explains
stupid
it.
people speak, and they're still talking. Anyway, here's number 4. Accessibility is about making games and experiences playable for people with disabilities and striving to make products accessible by design from the ground up. All right, so how do we get the blind people playing video games?
Put Neuralink in their
Neuralink.
mix.
Okay, so every video game has to be Neuralink compatible. How about someone without hands?
Dang. Oh, they can use their feet. We'll have feet compatibility.
Yeah, the new Xbox foot controllers from
Controller.
Microsoft.
Dude, have you seen some of those crippled people play like first-person shooters with their mouth?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, mad respect. But, you can't appeal to everyone because then, you know, you don't actually appeal to anyone.
Exactly.
That's how it is.
Try to please everyone, you don't please anyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the Microsoft then presents the developers with 10 questions to consider when it comes to making sure they have proper inclusivity. Here they are, just rapid fire. Are you telling new stories or sharing new perspectives within the product experience? Do all your characters/player depictions look the same? What steps have you taken to ensure characters are represented respectfully and authentically? How would you validate assumptions you have made about your audience to check for blind spots or unintended stereotypes? So be racist as possible when analyzing your game. Would you feel proud to show a member of a community how their culture/character is depicted within your experience? How are the wide range of customers depicted within your product's content portfolio and communications? What process have you used to validate how different groups of people or cultures are represented in your experience? What if it's fiction? What percentage of screen time is held by different gender/racial identities? Compartmentalize it as much as possible. Be racist. And as efficiently as possible. Do you have a process to review key decisions with the lens of helping customers feel seen? Are you reinforcing any negative gender stereotypes? Oh, that was last one.
Reinforcing.
That ended kind of lamely. Oh no, there is more. There was an ad in the middle. Are you unnecessarily introducing gender barriers into your code or design? What?
What?
I'm
Gender
confused by that.
barriers.
Gender barriers into code or design.
Uh.
So if you don't have a penis slot in the controller, then you're
That's a gender barrier,
a
bro.
gender barrier for the males. Or
Yeah.
likewise, if you had a penis slot but not a protrusion, it would be a barrier to the women, perhaps. I'm not really sure what the hell that means. Are you creating playable female characters that are equal in skill and ability to their male peers? Are your female
But they're just
Are your female
just
characters
not.
equipped with clothing and armor that fits their tasks? Do you have
Oh my
exaggerated body proportions? When the story allows, do you show male characters who display a full range of emotions, including joy, sadness, and vulnerability? That was the last one. So women aren't allowed to have feminine bodies, and men have to be sad boys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Microsoft.
30.
So very valuable, your input.
So, are they enforcing that on like all their development teams, or is that just like a statement that they made? They're like, oh my gosh.
No, that's for their yeah. That's for their game devs. I actually have a public statement, which is an entirely different thing. That's just their in-house. No, their statement is totally incorrect. It says 80% of media consumed by the world is created in the U.S. And yet most media, including video games, doesn't contain characters and content that align to that broad consumer. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Don't you know what the major demographics of the U.S. are? And considering your game sales and game ratings, if anything, they were aligning with the broad consumer a lot more in previous years than they are under your ridiculous and racist and sexist rules. Like, you have to be, like, there's no way to look at this situation in a way that might make you accidentally, mistakenly think this. Like, there's no way. Like, you have to be in a very specific area of delusional la-la land to come to that conclusion.
Yeah, they're definitely targeting like
I know absolutely
small-
nothing, but here's my opinion.
yeah, they're targeting the
talking
smallest
about?
of groups with this weird
Which is how you don't make
propaganda.
money.
Yeah. They're so big. They're such a big company that it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's why they
Microsoft
can do this.
specifically. That's true enough.
There's no accountability for them. I don't know. It's so weird. Just make worse games. I mean, we don't have to buy the games, but like the services they provide are so like massive, it's kind of hard not to give them money.
Yeah. A difficult task.
I don't know. Like, I don't know whether the government needs to like break them up or what.
Oh
but-
dear. I'm not sure that would go well. That sounds like a power grab waiting to happen.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, they're not technically a monopoly, but I don't know.
Are they not?
I mean, I mean, I keep forgetting that word, but it's like a multi-monopoly.
Oligopoly.
Yeah, oligopoly. They might be a part of an oligopoly.
Perhaps. I'm just annoyed with these people that actively destroy the very thing that they claim to stand up for. Like, they stand up for women, but they don't.
But women can't
but,
look like women,
But women aren't.
and also men can be women.
Yeah, women aren't allowed to look like what they actually look like in real life.
Yeah, we need women to look
Like,
ugly.
maybe in their weird California gay sphere where everybody's a fat lesbian, maybe everyone to them looks ugly. But, you know, you go out
Here
to
in Hickville,
yeah, you go out to Hickville and, like,
we got
you know,
some.
you meet a cashier and she's the most beautiful person you've ever seen in your life. Like,
Yeah.
it happens all
We got
the
some
time.
jewels out here.
Sure do. And so that's just, yeah, it's like that's not only what people like to look at, but it really is just what women look like. Like, come on.
Yeah. Well, like a healthy version.
Yeah, a more healthy, more muscular, more fit version.
Yeah. Like that's what women should look like, just like men in a lot of media are, you know, depicted as really muscular and strong and
Yeah.
doing a bunch of manly things.
No one gives a damn about unfair depictions of men.
Men can be super sexualized and super freaking ripped muscles, just steroided out. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but
Yeah, me neither.
their
I just
worldview
hate it
is
when
not
people
consistent.
act like it doesn't exist. Like, oh, that's
Yeah.
not a mainstream thing. And it's like, what are you talking about? There's like 15 years of Marvel I could show you, you idiot.
Yeah, you can kind of. It's interesting.
Like,
If you look
like
at the
what, you
Marvel
can point
movies,
to
it kind of
one-
depicts what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can point out what, like one Black Widow scene in Iron Man 2. It's all downhill from there.
Oh, that was pretty awesome.
Okay, yeah, it was pretty epic. But
Yeah.
like after that, and I mean some mildly interesting shots in Avengers, like that was all the men got out of Marvel
Yeah,
as far as sexuality goes. And we don't
but there's.
I'm not asking
There's a lot
for
of
a
action.
ton. I'm just saying it's not as equitable as they claim.
This is true. There was a lot of male stuff.
Yeah, like they act like Black Widow was such a bad thing, and just in comparison, it's not even close.
Oh no, definitely not. Also, Scarlet Witch, she's pretty good looking.
That's true.
That suit
She
is
got
nice.
she got to be. I mean, she's hot either way, but she got to be attacked.
And then she got
promiscuous in
screwed
the
over.
first movie.
She got screwed over plot-wise.
Yep.
Oh well.
Happens to everyone eventually.
No, Tony Stark, he came out on top, even though I think he came out on top because he died.
That's
And also-
true.
Also, Captain America,
He and Captain America got to leave the universe.
intact. They're like, peace out. Dies.
Yep. I can respect it.
I mean, I think that's kind of the only way you can preserve a character like that. Like Wolverine, he died.
True. Although he is
And-
coming back anyway, so who the hell cares?
Yeah, but it's not. It's kind of like
Multiverse. Nobody's really gone.
it's kind of like a cameo, I think, right? It's not like actual.
No. Dude, don't you know the title of the movie?
Well, no, like he's not coming back though. Like it's just kind of a. He's
Well,
kind of like a sidekick,
hope-
right?
What? Well, I mean, hopefully it's a one-off appearance. But he is a main
Yeah.
character.
Well, I don't know.
Um,
I just really hope they don't bring back Tony Stark or Captain America.
I think they'll try.
Just leave them alone. They're already dead.
Leave him alone.
They can't let anything stay alone. It makes them money.
Yeah, they'll try. Their current formula is not working, so they'll try nostalgia before the audience is even ready. It'll happen.
Member
But
berries.
no, my point was, what's this ridiculous mindset where you're like, we have to try so hard not to be racist that we have to enforce not being racist, so we have to think about
Be racist.
we have to think about race all the time and make it this all-important thing and just be horribly racist and
Wait,
try to quantify
Not be racist.
racism.
You must be the most racist. I think that's
Sounds like a Master
what it is.
Uguay meme waiting to happen.
She gets with another. You should, her brother.
No.
Mr. Uguay, no. Droplets. Oh my god.
I came in clutch there.
Yes, they need to stop turning the
Yeah,
freaking characters gay. I love the uh-oh. Oh, he has murdered me. I love how the new Star Wars thing, the Acolyte,
Mhm.
it's like literally the South Park. Make it more gay. Make it more gay. Make it more gay and lame. And put
Yeah.
a chick in it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know if they watched it and was like, yes, let's do more of it, or they did not watch
No,
it.
that was. They would have been in production at like the same time.
So it's just coincidence.
Yeah, it's just coincidence. They're just actually.
They're fulfilling the prophecy.
Because I mean, South Park was right. It's what they've been doing. It wasn't hard to make the joke, but they're just, continuing to do it on a bigger scale because they keep insisting that that's what works.
It's like on the nose.
Yeah.
Somebody
And I
help
mean,
me.
the people who make that are really incredibly sexist and racist. It's produced by Harvey Weinstein's former assistant, who
What?
was who should have been jailed because she, knew what was going on and let it happen, but she cried victim. Oh, I was scared and all this garbage. But really, she's a pretty awful person too. And then there were other creatives who were just being super sexist and racist at the big Star Wars expo. They're like, Star Wars is really male-centric, and there are no, like, big female characters with agency, and it's like, okay, you've never seen Star Wars before, you stupid moron.
Man, y'all need to like body black or something.
I'm trying.
Yeah, there you yeah,
I took one for you.
thanks. You can do it before I get knocked down, though. Just to make sure, but
I had two other people running in front of me. That was what was happening.
at least I got unhooked and survived.
It's true. It's glorious.
I could have died.
I didn't get hooked at all.
That's good.
Well, I think that's all the time we have for today.
Make it more gay.
Thanks for watching. I have a Dune 2 review up for those of you who are interested, and I'm working on my Ghostbusters review right now, so that'll be out.
They came out with another
soon.
one?
And yep, Ghostbusters 4.
Oh my gosh.
And
Heal.
this episode will be on podcast eventually. I don't even know when, because Spotify Podcasts is under construction right now, and the website is freaking out and won't let me upload anything. Last week's
construction.
episode is not even on there because of that. So I have no idea what's going on with that or when it will be fixed. I guess if you made it this far and you listen all the way, you can comment below.
Carry a gun in your car.
Yes.
Carry a gun in your
Have
car. Seems kind of long. I think we go
have
catchier than that.
C4 in your car.
I like.
Nah. No. Fill your plate carrier with tannerite. Yeah. Little party surprise.
Tannerite. Yes. I. Oh my gosh.
Stick
Yeah, I think
petroleum
that would be for
jelly
the
up your
best.
nose.
Tannerite. I have a bomb, officer. Say that in the comments. Your Honor, I'm not guilty because I have a bomb. We all in agreement, right?
Yep.
There you go. See, I'm not guilty. I don't know what would be in the comments that wouldn't be just like a terrorist.
Leave a comment on your favorite type of either booze or cigar.
Yeah.